network production.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are back live on the #1 Miami fan morning show. I'm talking about Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Good morning to everybody. What is up? I haven't seen you all in a few days. It's a beautiful day. It's a Tuesday. It's Hot Take Tuesday. We got my man Nicky Smokes and Nando Talk. We're going to bring them on here in a couple of minutes, but I want to say good morning to y'all, my Finlaws, my family with a PH. What is going on? I'm your host, Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media, including Twitter. Trying to get my Twitter game up. Go follow me on Twitter, okay? Make sure. Go do it. Go do it now. No, right now. Right this second. Okay, thank you. Make sure you guys go follow Miami Sports Music on social media too, at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and at Miami Sports Music everywhere else. Okay, make sure you all do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, hey, hit the like button on your way in. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. 9,401 subscribers. We're 599 subscribers away from 10,000, y'all. 599 subscribers away from 10,000. So you know what I need everybody to do this morning? Take the link. Matter of fact, I'll even put it in here so that way y'all don't even have to worry about it. I'm going to give you the link right now. This link I'm putting in the chat. Do me a huge favor. Go on your social media. Go in your text list on your phone and send it to everybody that you know and say, hey, look, can you go subscribe to this channel? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Just go subscribe. That helps us. All right. Everybody in your text on your phone, all your contacts, send it to everybody and send it to everybody on Instagram, send it to everybody on Twitter, send it to everybody on Facebook. Everybody you know, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your granny, your grandfather. I can't think of anything. You know who I'm trying to tell y'all to send it to. Everybody. Make sure y'all do that. Okay? Make sure y'all do that. Also, hey, look, sign up now, become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. I would love for you to sign up and become a member of the channel. Yes, do that. Plenty of seats waiting for you. Make sure y'all do that today. Sign up, become a member of the channel, become part of the family. Make sure y'all do that. Also, hey, look, you want to help the channel grow by donating? A few different ways you can do that. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. Or you guys can use Cash App or PayPal. What about Cash App or PayPal? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. You guys can use Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network. You can see the QR code right on your screen. You can use that there. Or you can also use PayPal, which is also MSM Podcast Network, and the QR code's right on your screen. It helps the channel grow. I don't care if it's $1. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. I'd love to have a big donation day today. Help the channel grow. Let's get it to where we're bringing on new people. I'm talking to some people behind the scenes. We are trying to make this thing grow and become a big network. And I can't do that without your help. All right. In order to do that, I want to start having video editors, and I want, you got to pay for those. And there's a lot of different things I want to do, and I cannot do that without your help. So please donate to the channel, help the channel grow. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. All right. Let me say hello to my sponsors real quick. We got ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cards, balls, jerseys, and hard-to-find items. Make sure you go to ZSM Sports. They specialize in sports memorabilia. Give them a follow on Instagram at SportsZSM. Hangry Owls, good food, good mood, craft subs, and salads, and great desserts, by the way. Go to Hangry Owls. It's in Pembroke Pines, 16606 Sheridan Street. 305-279-5332. Make sure you give them the code word SKPL. You get $3 off your subs, unless it's on Friday, Spread Kindness Friday, where you get $6 off your subs. Okay? And make sure you give Hangry Owls a follow at HANGRYALS. All right, Little Vesa Sur. I'm sure when Nando gets up here, he'll have a little vase of soda. Make sure you guys, born and raised, a beer created for the fans, by the fans, just like this network, a network created by a fan for the fans. It's a match made in heaven, a little vase of soda. We're going to have some vase of soda at the MetLife Takeover this weekend. I'm going to bring a couple cans up. That should be good to go. I'm excited about that. Great place to sit.com. You need tickets for this weekend? You want to go to the MetLife Takeover, or you want to go to the Vikings game coming up or the Steelers game? A great place to sit.com is the best place to do it. Tickets to any game, concert, or event, or you need parking passes? Look, great place to sit.com is the way to get it. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. You guys can call them at 954-989-7979. Use the code word DWA and get 5% off your tickets. Don't buy it online. Give them a call. Tell them the code word DWA, get 5% off your tickets, and they will take care of you. And last but not least, TailGreeter. We love TailGreeter. TailGreeter is absolutely amazing. Make sure you download the app on your current Apple or Android device or Crapple device, whatever one you got. Apple, Crapple, same thing. I'm just hating on Apple. Apple will probably never be a sponsor of the show because I just... Team Android, let's go. Make sure you all do that. Follow TailGreeter on social media, TailGreeter. All righty. It is Hot Take Tuesday. Nicky Smokes and Nando Talk. Bring them on here in a minute. But let me say hello to everybody in the chat this morning, because I haven't been here in 3 days. Let me tell y'all real quick before I bring on my co-host for the day. It was so what I did this weekend is my wife and I went to neighbors of ours' wedding over on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. And for the most part, I pretty much turned off my phone. There were some people that, I had to keep my phone out for certain reasons. And if I saw, a Florida number or somebody certain pickup, I called them, because I wanted to make sure that they were good or okay with everything going on in Florida. So I pretty much turned off the phone for the weekend. I watched sports, but I watched it with my wife. We pretty much hung out in a cheap hotel room for the weekend, and let me tell you, it was great because it was good to just get away. No kids, just me and the wife. No offense, no Dolphins fans for the weekend. It can get pretty crazy and hectic. Shout out to Justin Vandenberg, new member of the channel. Thank you, Justin. Super excited that you become part of the family. But yeah, it was good to just get away with everything that had been going on in the community and just so I feel re-energized, recharged. I got to watch football on Sunday. We were coming back from the Eastern Shore, and we stopped at this little barbecue spot and watched football with a whole bunch of different NFL fans, and went back home and then watched Andrew Siciliano for the final 3 games. I'm mad that the 4:00 games only had 3 games. I didn't get to hear Siciliano as much, but it was just a great weekend. And then yesterday I did stuff for, I worked for a movie theater and did stuff for them. And then finished watching Dahmer on Netflix. I don't know if amazing show is the right thing to use, but it was crazy nonetheless. But it was good to just get away from it all. And so I highly recommend to people, sometimes you just got to unplug and recharge. And that's what I did this weekend. And let me tell you, it just made me feel 10 times better. 10 times better. And I'm so glad that I did because we got a lot to talk about this weekend. I know we're going to get into it. And I love you guys, and I'm excited. Look, we got MetLife Takeover coming up this weekend. That's going to be a crazy weekend. The weekend after that is Fan Club weekend. That's going to be the weekend, right? Friday, I'm going to be doing next Friday, I will be doing a live show from Dirty Sportswear. I haven't even talked to Nando about that yet, so hopefully Nando's in the background listening, and Nicky. Maybe they can come out and hang out for a few. But yeah, we got that. And then, Saturday night, that following Saturday night, will be at Bow Campers. That'll be crazy. You guys need to come out to that next Saturday night at Bow Campers. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of Miami Dolphins fans there. That's going to be awesome. And then we got, the following week is Steelers prime time. So it should be good, man. It should be good. All right, let me bring in my co-host for the day. First person's first. Love this guy. He's one of the best people on Twitter. He's got a great show on YouTube called The Smoke Show. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Nicky Smokes. Good morning, Nicky.
Good morning, brother. How we doing?
I'm here, man. I'm re-energized. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, amen. Me too. I can't wait. It's Jet Week, baby.
It's F the Jets week. I'm excited about that. And then somebody who should be joining me in New York and will be doing the Saturday night meet and greet show with me from there, as well as the pregame show on that Sunday, Mr. Nando Talk.
What is up, man? How's it going, everybody?
What's going on? Nando's a night owl like me, so I got text messages from at 3 a.m. from Nando. They were long, drawn-out text messages, and they were pretty much like, I love you. I love you, man. You're the guy. So
it was a weird night, man.
Last night? Were you drinking a little Vasosaur last night, Nando?
No, I'm a little sick, man. I've got one. I've got one just for the show here. I got a cough drop in, man. I just got a class added last week, and it's been kicking my ass. And I just the new workload. I think I'm getting a little sick, but cough drop and
like
a
little
beer.
Vasosaur cough drop to start your morning.
Oh, that's right? The breakfast of champions, Nicky Smokes, right there. The Vasosaur, and the little. I got the little original herb cough drops. Like that's just as nature intended, man.
I got a question for you, Stephen D. Though.
Yeah,
so you're going to MetLife Takeover, and you fly down to Florida for every home game. Tell me you get traveler points or something. Like there's no way. Like you fly to almost every game.
So I'm driving up for New York because it's 3.5 hours away. And then coming back right after the game. And then I get the cheapest flights that I can get on Southwest because I have 2 bags, and then I usually have to pay a $75 fee for one of them because I got all the equipment and it's so heavy. It ends up being like an 86-pound bag, and I try to transfer it over. But I mean, I got all the equipment here, man. So to answer your question, not really, because Southwest doesn't do crap for as points wise. It's crap points, but
oops,
that's crazy. So wait, so New York's only 3 hours from Baltimore?
It's 3.5 hours.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. No.
That's how long I drive to go to the Dolphin games from Orlando.
So I'll be leaving Saturday morning, and then getting to the Meadowlands hopefully around 1 on Saturday afternoon. Check into the extended stay there.
You say vibes.
Hey, look, it was still expensive, but I got one night there at the extended stay in Meadowlands, still expensive. And then we're going to Slattery's Midtown Pub Saturday night. And so that's what we're doing. And then
see, I wanted to make the trip so bad to MetLife, but sometimes life just gives you a sign on when you can and can't do things. And they just hit me with, yo, your credit card bill is due Monday. Oh, you have to get new car insurance. Oh, your phone bill's due. Oh, this is due. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to MetLife this week. But that's what I get for not planning my trips in advance. That's what I get. It was
funny because I talked to Nando like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, Nando, what's up, man? Are you coming to this thing?
Dude, I don't know if I forgot about this class or anything, but it's been kicking my ass, man. Bills suck though,
just
bro.
Pop a couple of Adderall. You'll be all right.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We don't
I just need to catch up, and I'm good to go.
Adderall never
because of Addy, because of you, and we're good to go, bro.
Oh,
Adderall gets degrees, not C's.
That's all that matters right there.
What did y'all do this weekend, real quick?
Yeah, I'll let Nando start.
Cough drop after cough drop aside, man. I just caught up on homework, watched some football, man. There was some decent college football.
There was some good college football games on this weekend. I watched a little bit of the Clemson NC State game. There was some good college football on this weekend. Anything stick out to you? I mean, I don't know what Syracuse did this weekend.
Syracuse, I did not follow, honestly. I'm not as big as Roach. I only went there for a year, but I
Okay.
got to check on the Q's boys. I'm pretty sure they're still undefeated, or Roach would have texted me. Um, but no, I mean, college football aside, like the NFL slate was okay. Sunday night, I was just happy to see Tom Brady get smacked. That's a
That was
victory for me,
awesome.
man.
Last night I watched that stupid
I'm a
Monday
hater,
night
bro.
game, just straight up rooting for the 49ers to lose. Didn't happen.
That's
at
the
all.
only sad part for me, bro.
I had money on the 49ers. I'm not going to lie.
So you won last night.
Yeah.
See, you're
It was a
on
good
bye.
day. It was a good day last night, but I got crushed on Sunday, and I felt like an idiot.
Who did you have on Sunday that you were like, I know this is gonna hit, and it just did not hit?
The smoke picks. What do we got?
All right, so let me. I have to tell the whole story. So
Okay.
I do a pick show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the picks I gave out went 4-1.
Okay,
And then
that's
10
good.
minutes before kickoff, I had like a couple beers. So then I start getting hammered. And then all of a sudden I get this idea. Let me bet on the Washington Commanders. Let me bet on the Chicago Bears.
Ooh,
You got-
I get
you got
absolutely
greedy.
destroyed
You got
on
greedy.
exactly. And that's what I pride myself on, because I haven't had a losing NFL week. And this was the first time I paid my bookie this whole NFL season. And it's because I got freaking greedy and I let the beer take over. That's why I like going to the Dolphin games, because I'm so busy walking around the tailgate
You
that
can't.
I don't take my
bet.
phone out.
Yeah.
I'm not. I like, and then of
You're not
course
replacing
I sit
lines.
there,
Yeah.
I get greedy, and then to close it all out, I bet on the Buccaneers Sunday night, and they got absolutely freaking steamrolled. So yeah, I got bullied. But betting aside, Sundays without the Dolphins don't hit the same. Like
They don't.
I
They
woke up
don't
that
at
morning, I
all.
was like, oh great, like I'm not feeling anxious. Nah, man, screw that. Like I realized I love waking up with that Dolphins anxiety, and all I'm thinking about is the Fins game and how many beers am I going to smash? How many people am I going to meet up with at the tailgate? Like I'm down for the anxiety. I do not like Sundays without the Dolphins.
Well,
I like them,
10,000%.
but I don't love them.
10,000%. Without the anxiety, it feels like something's missing. Like I almost feel like I
Yeah.
was expecting something. Like Sunday
It
night
feels
football
like a
ended.
day off. It feels
Yeah.
like a day off.
But
So
it's
it's so
like a
funny
weird
that-
day off. Like Sunday night
yeah.
football ended,
It's
and
so
I was
funny
like,
you
all right,
say
where's the
that.
Dolphins game? Like
It
when
was-
do we play? It's
it was
11:30.
It was so a couple of things that I observed from Sunday. Number one, it felt like a bye week, right? It just
Yeah,
straight up
it's
felt like a
weird.
bye week, right? And by the way, for me, I have to admit to y'all, I enjoyed it a little bit because there was no pressure of being on, there was no pressure of traveling, there was no pressure of meeting people. I could just relax and just chill, which was honestly what I
Yeah,
needed.
you needed that.
But I agree. There was something missing, right? There was something that just wasn't there. The other thing that I noticed, okay, there's some crappy NFL teams out there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
straight bad. And
The Commanders are dog shit.
it just made me
No hope for Wentz and the boys.
appreciate. We have a
How
good
good the
team.
Dolphins are.
We
I
have
agree.
a good team.
That was the
I
only silver
agree.
lining.
It really did. Like there was no team, with the exception of Kansas City. With the exception of Kansas City, there was
Yep.
no team this weekend that I went, okay, we're not as good as them. Oh, what? No, we were as good as all of them.
And that Bills
I'll do you
Ravens
one
game.
better. I'll do you one better.
Yep.
Not only were we as good as all of them, I was like,
Better than
and
most.
we talk crap about Tua. Are you kidding me? Some of the quarterbacks out there this weekend that played were
horrendous.
just straight horrendous and garbage over the weekend. And we're talking about people that have been to Pro Bowls. We're talking about people that are supposedly better than him. And I know we don't like going back to the Tua conversation, but dude, I love him. I'm sorry. and I'm so happy he's our quarterback, because some of what I saw this weekend, come on, y'all. Like, be honest. Horrendous, right?
Horrendous. So bad.
Like, so it just made me appreciate that so much better. And it also made me think that if the teams are this bad or not as good, no matter how bad or good Teddy is, we should be able to win football games with him, in my opinion. I'm not
You want to hear something
excited
crazy
for him,
about
but
Teddy?
we should be able to win football games with him.
A little two gloves.
So Teddy Bridgewater on the road is an absolute menace. He's 24-6 against the spread on the road. That's
Are you
an
serious?
80% cover rate. Yeah, he's like a road warrior. Like Teddy's good on the
Let's
road.
go.
How much
look,
has that changed in the
Nando,
last
we're
year?
about to witness greatness.
How much did that change the last year? Because I know last year Teddy entering Denver had like a crazy against the spread record, and I'm sure he kind of shot it in the foot last year. So
24-6. That's
Hey.
the most recent numbers in his career. But here's the thing. I think the Jets are better than we expected
They
them
are
to
a
be,
lot
but I
better.
still think they suck. Like you got to come back against Trubisky and Pickett. That's one win. And then your other win was one of the craziest comebacks I've ever seen against the Browns. But to be fair, we also had an insane comeback against the
that day
Ravens.
too. Yeah.
But
quality team, though.
you got to win football games, right? I mean, a
Good
win's a win
teams
at the end of
find
the
a way to
day.
win. Good teams find a way to win, and they're
That's
now.
fair.
So for all the bad picks that I had, right, like or prediction, I had some bad predictions. Like I thought Vegas would be the best team in the AFC this year. That's been wrong.
Yeah.
By the way, they're not
terrible.
They're a good 1-3 team. Let's if that's a thing.
No, they are not.
They are. I'm
They
still convinced they're going to make the playoffs.
I thought they'd do better than the Broncos.
They're going to make the playoffs.
That was my big take. I thought they'd do better than the Broncos.
But I did say something at the beginning of the year that I believe has come to fruition, or will come to fruition. I said that the Patriots would finish last in the AFC East, and I'm convinced that that's going to come to fruition. The Patriots will finish last in the AFC East this year. They're not as good as any of the teams, especially the Jets or the Dolphins. They're not. They're not in any way, shape, or form better than us.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know what's terrifying, though? The Finns are one loss away from being tied with the Jets, but we're also one win away from being 4-1.
I know.
Tell me that doesn't make you sick going into this game, low key.
Well,
like if we lose this game, I'd probably drink bleach because we're high right now. Like cloud 9 isn't even a thing. Dolphin fans, like we're in the stratosphere right now. Like we're about to go up to the moon. And the last thing we need is a loss to the Jets to just take our engine and just bring us back to earth.
Well, so I was trying to explain to my wife this weekend. So we were talking about like the Dolphins fans, and the whole thing. And I said, look, Thursday night, what happened, minus the loss, right? Let's forget about the loss for a second.
In a position to win, too. Sorry.
I was like, it was so Dolphins. We're on national TV. We're hyped up. We think we got we're ready for this quarterback to take the next step and it just show the world that he's that guy. And not only he gets out of the game, and it felt like a gasp of air letting out of the balloon. And that's what it felt like. And I don't think that, we're over. I don't think that Tua's done. Tua's going to come back this year. I think we would have won that game if Tua had stayed in. And I know we can play the what if game. That's fine too. We don't have to worry about that. But what I'm sitting here telling you all is with Tua, I think we're maybe, with the exception of Kansas City, the best team in football. I really believe that.
We're up there. I think we're a top 5 football team in the NFL even right now. Like with Tua playing.
With Teddy.
I still think we're top 10, top 15. Top 10,
top 15, yeah.
Here's my analysis on that, right? Hold on, my dog is
you're fine.
Blind. All right, so here's my analysis. When Tua is playing, I believe the Dolphins can win multiple playoff games. If Tua's not playing, I don't think the Dolphins can win a playoff game. I think they can make the playoffs. I don't think they can win a playoff game.
I'm going to reserve my statement or judgment on that till after I see how Teddy plays this weekend against the Jets.
No, regardless of how he plays against the Jets, because the Jets aren't going to be a team that you're playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not much of a gauge.
Teddy could look good against the Jets.
Is Minnesota better,
I mean, Tua's going to play against Minnesota. Tua can't miss 2 games. He knows that. Yeah. If it wasn't such a big PR movement, I believe Tua would be playing this week.
Let's talk about that for a second, right? So, he passed all of his concussion protocols. The MRI was clean. I feel like if there wasn't the media craziness of it,
he would play.
I think he would play this weekend. Like I think it's an optics thing. By the way, let me say something.
Which is annoying.
I don't think he should. I want to state for the record, I don't think he should play for 2 weeks. I think
he should. I think he definitely should.
Let me tell you why. Okay,
I think he should do whatever doctors clear him to do, man.
But I don't think the doctors know, Nando.
But then we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
don't know. And so I feel just this is a very interesting thing, right? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want to sit here and say what I saw back-to-back weeks is somebody have 2 concussions, what looked like to be 2 concussions. I just want to throw that out there, okay? Whether the first one was or it wasn't, it looked like it, right? And for somebody who's had 11 concussions on record, me, okay, I know how difficult concussions are, and I know what they can do to you, and I know the lasting effects of them. I've had 11 on record, 9 for football, 2 in other ways.
Jeez, bro.
Yes.
I've had 2, and I thought that was like
had
a lot
11
for a
concussions on record.
Football.
I had 1.
And I'm telling you, we need to be very. I'd rather be safe about a man rather than I want my quarterback back to win football games, and I want my quarterback back. Don't get it twisted. I just think he should sit out a minimum of 2 weeks. Now, does that 2 weeks count this past week? That's where the question comes in, right? So could he come back for the Vikings game? Entirely plausible.
Better.
I don't know if it's I don't know. I wouldn't say that personally.
Do you want me to chime in now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So usually, I mean, at least this year, example, T. Higgins, he gets a concussion, he plays the following week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened with at least 4 to 5 players this year. Tua has extended rest. He's coming off 10 days rest. He's passed every concussion protocol test. If it didn't happen on primetime TV, and everyone's trying to run Tua into retirement, oh, he should retire. He should do this.
That's
insane.
I don't like that narrative.
It's ridiculous. Like one of the doctors that discovered CTE, he literally said, Tua, I love you. Like he said, I love you more than my son, or I love you just as much as my son. Like, no, you don't, bro. You've probably never even met Tua. Like, please shut up.
As his son had to be mad.
Yeah,
it was just
a stupid thing that I read.
I think he was trying to promote his agenda on that. I agree.
Sure, of course. Anyway, regardless, you have 10 days. You could go back out there and you could play. If you pass all the tests, there's no reason for you not to play. He's not playing because it would be a PR nightmare. It already is a PR nightmare. But here's my thing on why he has to play against the Vikings. We all had our year 3 leap for Tua, whatever it was. Now, me personally, and I know probably 80% of the fan base, one of those boxes that needs to be checked is availability. This would be the 2nd/3rd year in a row where we would have to play a backup quarterback for an extended amount of time with Tua on the roster. Last year, it was the ribs and the thumb. He missed 4 to 5 games. Now, this year, if he misses 2 to 3 to 4 games, how are you going to feel comfortable with him going forward? And it sucks because he's looked amazing this year. After the first 3 games, I said, yo, we got our guy. Like, Tua looks phenomenal. He looks confident. He looks like the guy. He looks accurate. He's got good pocket awareness. But now, if he misses more than 1 game, I mean, you got to start being real with yourself. Is this man built to stay in the league? Because I know they're freak injuries, but they're freak injuries because of his physique and his inability to just let a play die or throw the ball away or holding on to the ball too long. The reason why he got the concussion is the same reason why he broke his hip in Alabama, trying to keep a play alive. He's got to let it go. And if you watch the replay, I think Waddle was open. He just didn't trust himself to make the throw. But my thing is, if he misses more than 1 game, how are you comfortable with him going forward? Like, I'm tired of paying backups $6 million to play 2 to 3 games. Yeah, now it's $10 million because he's playing. That's ridiculous. You should not be paying a backup quarterback $10 million.
Okay, so everything you said valid. Everything you said 100% correct. Everything you said, by the way, has been said by other people that we're getting slammed for it on social media. The issue is they were saying it the night he got hit, and I think there's a time and place for everything. And by the way, I think this is the time to have that conversation. We know he's good now. He's out of the hospital. He's cleared all the concussion. Now this is the time to have that conversation. Just want to throw that out there for the sake of conversation. I think from a standpoint of football, I agree. The best ability is availability. And if you're not available, quarterback, how can we rely on you to be our franchise person that takes us to where we need to go? With that being said, you can't deny his talent. That's one. And number two, he's only missed 1 week at this point, right? So and I think that,
and I'm fine with 1 week on a crazy concussion.
Yeah.
But if he's not back on the field by Minnesota, so he's already on 10 days rest going into the Jets game. That'd be 17 days rest.
So this is what I gave. I gave Tua 2 weeks this year. I said if he's out for 2 games, I'm not going to put it past him. If he's out for more than 2 games, then we're going to have an issue. And I'm not counting the Thursday night game as far as I'm concerned. I'm just
Me
not.
neither.
So I'm going to say he's got till the Steelers game, and he needs to be back by then. Now, if he's back for Minnesota, great. More power to it. But I think he should be back for the Steelers game. That's how
whenever the doctor clears him, put him back on the field, man. Like I
think he's already cleared. Like that's
so
the dilemma.
He's like clearing every step. I don't think he's reached the final step, is what it is.
Well, there's some people that are in the comments
but he's
saying
like on track
that he's still in concussion protocol. He's passed all the physical aspects. He hasn't passed the mental ones. I don't know how accurate that is or not. And I'm not saying that they're.
I know he has not failed the step. Like they have not.
I just know he has not failed anything
yet
that they've given to him. Correct. So I just want them as somebody who, again, I'm just going back to somebody who's had 11 concussions. I'm overly sensitive to the situation where I'm like, I just want him to be safe. I don't care about the football stuff. I just want, as a man, I want him to be safe. And so,
I think it's just wild people saying, "Oh, he needs to be out till next year. He needs to be put on IR." For a concussion.
And now, to be fair, okay, as much as I think that's an ignorant comment, no, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even think doctors know what is the appropriate amount of time, what is safe, what is not safe, because it's not like we can take MRIs of the brain all day long. There's no way to, even now, there is no way to say if somebody has active CTE until after their death. So there's no way to say if he has CTE now or not or anything like that, right? I would say precautionary. I'd rather be on the safe side than not. So
Agreed.
If you think it's
on a person standpoint, 100%, I agree with you. But when I'm talking about the macro of your franchise going forward,
no. And by the way, that's a fair conversation. And here's how I look at it. If you say 1 week, I'm going to say double it, just 2. If you said 2 weeks, I would say 4.
I just want to hear from the doctors examining him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
And I think they should listen. I think they should do what's in Tua's best individual.
Exactly.
Like what's best for him, Tua the person, not Tua the player. But all I'm saying is, if I'm the general manager, after that decision is concluded, and look, Tua the individual, he's okay. He's not bleeding out of his brain, and I'm evaluating my roster at the end of the year, and I'm like, damn, this is the second year in a row where my franchise quarterback has missed more than 2 games.
If he does miss 4 games, Nicky,
you're
all for. We need to move on.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. Yes. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. I just think that's a fair statement, and I don't think that you're wrong.
You can't have a quarterback that's always not playing. Like, you can't. It's the most important position on the field. And the thing that sucks is that he has checked every other box that I had for him, and it's only been 3 games.
Yeah.
But the availability for me is the biggest thing, and that's big. That was his biggest question mark coming into the league. Can he stay healthy? He had 3 surgeries at Alabama, the hip injury. Then his rookie year, he wasn't really hurt, but he was rehabbing, right? And then last year, the broken ribs, the messed up thumb or pinky, whatever it was. Yeah. And then this year, I mean, really 2 concussions. I want to ask you guys, do you think he was concussed that Buffalo game? I know the doctor was fired.
I'm not a doctor. First of all, I don't think the doctor should have been fired. I just want to throw that out there. From what I know, from the information that I have, I don't think he should be fired. Do I think I have all the information? I don't. I
definitely don't have all the information.
Though. Did you think he was concussed the Bills game?
Yes,
there's no wrong answer here. Okay, what about you, Nando?
I think he was.
I don't think so, bro. Like, I'm gonna trust the doctors, bro. Like, I didn't examine him, man. Like, I get it. Like, from what I understand, the guy was fired for being hostile, for not agreeing with the NFLPA in their investigation. Even if he made some errors, bro, like
somebody had to be a bad guy. Somebody had to be the fall guy. That guy was the fall guy, as far as I'm concerned.
Either way, bro, like,
scapegoat.
Even if he effed up, and like going forward, like I'm gonna trust the doctors examining him over like me. Like Just because I'm not a freaking doctor. I'm not going to trust media doctors either. I'm going to trust the guys who are examining him. The second they say he's cleared, I'm good to go. I'm getting annoyed when I see people say like, oh, you don't think Tua should retire? You don't care about his health. That's so stupid. It's to the point like, Smokes, you're 100% right, bro. Like, he needs to play. He needs to be available. And I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt for a concussion injury. But that physique comment got me, bro. Like, you're right, man. If you're 6'1", 220, you're bigger than me, but you're getting flung around. You're getting concussed. Like, it sucks,
He
bro.
gets tossed. Like, when he gets sacked, he gets tossed. Like, you don't toss Josh Allen.
So here's a question.
It sucks for him, bro.
Let's say he comes back.
He's proved everything else right.
He plays a couple of weeks,
size?
and let's say the Texans game. I'm just throwing it out there as an example, right? He gets hit again, has another concussion. If he gets another concussion this year, like, are we like, okay, you got
to move on?
Yeah.
Stephen D, he could come back from this concussion and he could hurt his freaking pinky toe for all I care. If he misses another game, even if it's for another injury, not even concussion related, you have to move on. Like, you could keep him as a backup and nurture him or try again, but you're going to have to keep spending $6 to $10 million on a backup quarterback because you know your franchise guy isn't going to play all 17 games. And hold on, Stephen D, every single year, us Dolphin fans, we are always this close to the playoffs, right? All we have to do is win one game. Well, let's go. Oh, well, Tua didn't play that game. Oh, Xavier didn't play that game. Oh, Byron didn't play that game. He 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 didn't play that game. Tua missed 5 games last year. We should have made the playoffs. You have to have your quarterback on the field. You can't miss time every single year and expect to be the franchise guy. And I'm not bringing up Tua versus Herbert. The man broke his ribs, played the next week. I'm sorry. You have to be able to stay on the field. And if you can't, there's no way I'm going to sit here as a general manager and be like, yeah, you deserve $35 to $40 million.
100%. Like, it's
let's look at current and other situations in the NFL, past and current. Okay, we see quarterbacks get drafted that are clearly somebody that's going to take the reins of the current quarterback there, aka Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre, right? Or aka Trey Lance to Jimmy Garoppolo. We saw how that played out. Garoppolo was clearly, he wasn't even practicing or doing anything during training camp. He was practicing on his own. It wasn't until the first week they went to him and said, look, we need you here as the backup. We can't trade you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to restructure your contract.
The biggest blessing for them, by the way.
Yeah, no, 100%. Right? Because they're still in it because
that's
of that.
His team. Like, they love Jimmy G, but continue, my bad.
Going back and looking at other, examples of veterans, Fitzpatrick, right? Fitzpatrick to, with Tua here. There are plenty of things that we can go back in the history of the NFL and see where, for the most part, it doesn't usually work out well for the current quarterback that's there. There are times that Brett Favre got the benefit of the doubt. He got to play 3 years with Aaron Rodgers on the bench. That's crazy to me, by the way, right? Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years before he played.
For his development.
I mean, but Ben Roethlisberger started day one, didn't he?
Yep.
And we saw what happened with that in Pittsburgh. So I think this is so Dolphins. Let me just put that out there. This is just this is what we're into on a year in, year out basis, having the same conversations or similar conversations of the same context or the same personnel. And and that's what crushed me about Thursday night, because I knew that he was becoming what we all wanted him to be. I knew that we were moving forward. I was like, we're ready to break the narrative. We're not that team. We're not your dad's Dolphins team, son. We're about to change the scenario. And it didn't happen. And that's what crushed me on that Thursday. It wasn't that we lost. We've lost football games in the past. I'm good with that. Like, I'm ready to come back next week. Let's do it again. It crushed me because I knew what it could be to the future of this franchise and how we would move forward. And I'm not a big fan of rookie quarterbacks. And I don't think there's really true, and looking around the NFL, there's not too many veterans that would be available that I would be like, oh yeah, he'd be great down in Miami. You know,
Lamar, but you'd have to pay him $300 million.
you'd have
The
to pay
Ravens
him
are going to give him
$300
anything
million,
they
and
want. Yeah.
yeah. So it's either Lamar, Tua,
We probably can't even get Lamar, to be real, for the money he
exactly,
wants.
and
There's no way.
then or a rookie. And so if that's the case, you're going to keep Tua again. You're going to go, and then you're going to have a rookie in the back.
Can I chime in? That's why I think this week is so important for the most sensitive topic on the Miami Dolphins, and that is Skylar Thompson, because this is the window of opportunity to see what you have in this 7th round pick, because the second Tua is healthy enough to be on the field, there is no way in hell Skylar Thompson will ever see the field, because you invested a 5th overall pick in Tua, you built around Tua, you built him up all offseason, but now Tua's not playing. You already know what you have in Teddy Bridgewater. And look, if I'm Mike McDaniel, yes, I'm going to play the veteran that has 7 years experience. But if he goes out there and looks flat and the Dolphins are losing at halftime, I am sending Skylar Thompson out there, because I want to know what I have in this kid. And this is your only window of opportunity that you're going to have to see what you have in Skylar Thompson up against starters in the NFL. You might have a freaking gem hidden on your bench, and this is your window of opportunity to see what you have in him. We already know what we have in Teddy Bridgewater. We already know what we have in him, and I don't want to pay him $6 to $10 million again. I don't. And if Skylar goes out there and balls, well, now you'll just have a quarterback competition between Skylar and Tua next year, and you won't even have to go draft a quarterback, but you won't find out until you see Skylar on the field. And this is the only week, in my opinion, that you'll have the opportunity to see what he can do against starters. Because I don't know about you, but when I was watching Teddy play, there was no juice, there was no sauce, and it felt like he didn't really know the playbook that
Very
well.
bland.
And Teddy, he's already established in his career. He's coaching games, high school football games. Like, he loves being home. Skylar's trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to keep his roster spot. He wants to make more than $890,000. That's what he's getting paid this year. $890,000. This kid could be something special, and you'll never know unless you give him that opportunity. Throw him in the fire if Teddy's going out there and he's stinking it up, and see what you have in Skylar Thompson, because you're not going to get this chance again unless Tua gets hurt again. And I don't ever want to pray for Tua to get hurt, but I believe you have to see what you have in this kid, because you just never know. You look at Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, of course, Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, like, things like this happen. And I'm not saying that he's those guys yet, but you have to figure it out if he's going to be or not. Let him out there, let it rip. If the Dolphins are losing at halftime, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Agreed, Smoke. So kind of a 2-part question, I guess, because I agree. Like, if we're losing, rock out with Skylar. There's no point in keep rocking Teddy, especially if he sucks. So how short is your leash for Teddy, and how short is your leash for Skylar? Like, if Skylar comes in, do you never take him out until Tua is healthy? Or is it like, yo, this kid's not ready, we got to put Teddy back in? Like,
right,
how,
well, here's the
how are you
thing.
handling
So
that?
if we're losing in the first half, much like Alabama was losing in the first half of the national championship game with Jalen Hurts, and who came in the second half and replaced Jalen Hurts and helped Alabama win the national championship?
Tua, man.
That was Tua Tagovailoa. Okay? So you put out Teddy out there. If the offense looks stagnant and they're not moving the ball and there's no juice, you go with the jack in the box. No one knows what he is. And he could either go in there, provide the spark that your offense needs, and you could go out and win the game, or you could just roll over and die with Teddy. That's all I'm saying. And if Skylar goes out there and he stinks up the bed in the second half, well, big whoop. Teddy already stunk up the first half. Skylar stunk up the second half. Okay, wash our hands. We at least tried this experiment with Skylar. We know what he is. Maybe we can make him a really, really good backup, and we can move on from Teddy, you know? But if he goes out there and he balls, it's like, yo, we might even have a quarterback controversy after this week. And look what's happening in Dallas. I'm not saying I would start Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott. The Cowboys are winning games with them.
Cooper Rush is winning football games in Dallas right now, cuz.
Undefeated Cooper.
That's what I'm saying. He's winning football games. He's winning football games. And that's really all we should care about as Dolphin fans, is who gives us the best chance to win. And the answer is Tua Tagovailoa right now. But all I'm saying is if Teddy goes out there and he's not looking good and the offense looks dead,
all right, so
you have to try Skylar Thompson.
Let me state for the record, I agree with you 150%. Now, the reality, is that going to happen? No. McDaniel's going to give Teddy every chance and every opportunity. And I honestly think the only way we see somebody like Skylar is two ways. Number one, Teddy is just horrible, atrocious, just bad. And we're talking like 3 or 4 interceptions, sacked a few times, not being able to get the ball out. He's just not looking good. That's one. And the second way is Teddy gets hurt. And that's the other way. Those are the only two ways I see him making the field. Do I think he's going to be atrociously bad? No, I don't. I think he's going to be, I don't know the correct adjective to use, but he's going to be
mid. Like if he's the definition of mid,
he'll throw a touchdown and then throw an interception.
Yeah.
He'll get us 2 first downs and then get sacked on a big third down.
That's what I mean. How short is the leash?
You know,
what's the point where you're like, this sucks, bro? Like,
I'm just telling you, McDaniel's going to give him every opportunity to play, and I think he'll play 100. You know,
and
I don't see.
I want to be on the record. I don't think Teddy played bad against the Bengals until the interception. Now you could blame it on Gesicki, you could blame it on whoever. The quarterback threw the ball. They were not on the same page. Like it falls on both of them, and you can't make that turnover with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But other than that,
like
Teddy, that scramble that Teddy had on
we had a chance to win with Teddy. That's against the
and he didn't play bad. Like
AFC
he made some
champions.
He threw a ball 65 yards in the air. Like he threw an absolute chooch to Tyreek Hill, and that 3rd and 10 scramble he had was great. Look, Teddy went out there and made plays. I'm just saying, for the macro of the Miami Dolphins, you are never going to have this window again to see what you might have in Skylar Thompson during the regular season.
I want to agree with you, like, and be like, yes, that's exactly it. I'm just telling you, McDaniel's going to play Teddy, and Teddy's going to have.
You think McDaniel's going to play Teddy if the Dolphins are down 17-0 at halftime?
Yeah, I do.
I think that's if he does that, I would lose a little bit of respect for him.
I wouldn't. He's backing up his quarterback.
So here's Stephen D. No, what about Skylar Thompson, the guy he drafted, the first quarterback he drafted?
Unless it was clearly
what if
Teddy's
Teddy
fault,
Bridgewater
has
2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and the Dolphins are down 17-0? You're going to tell me you're not going to want to see Skylar Thompson?
No, I want to see him. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. You're telling you what I believe will happen. I don't believe McDaniel will pull him. I want to see him. Yes, of course I do. I'm just telling you, I don't think we will. What has McDaniel shown you to show? Like the same way he put all the faith in Tua, he's going to put all the faith in Teddy. He's going to give Teddy every opportunity to be the quarterback.
He does not have as much faith. He doesn't have to put as much faith in Teddy as he did Tua.
I mean, you could say, I wanted a veteran to maybe lead a comeback, whatever.
But McDaniel was hired to save Tua. And through 3 games, he has.
He did.
Like a 17-point lead versus the Jets isn't a death sentence.
If we're losing by double digits against the Jets and Teddy looks like dog water, Skylar Thompson better come into the football game.
But you have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose if you're losing at halftime. You have nothing to lose and possibly a franchise quarterback to gain. And I'm not saying he is. It's just unproven.
It's an unknown variable. And because there's the unknown variable, we should see
while you have nothing to lose. If the Dolphins are up, or even if it's tied, by all means, stay with the experience. I have no problem with Teddy playing all 4 games. I'm just saying, if that ship that Teddy is supposed to just steer and keep steady until Tua comes back, if that thing starts sinking like the Titanic, you might need a lifeboat and Skylar Thompson to save everyone on the team.
He's smacking icebergs. Let's go, Skylar
Jack, Rose, Jack.
There's plenty of room for Jack to get up.
There was. I don't care what anybody says. That's the biggest. Don't let Hollywood fool you. There was more than enough room for Jack to get on that.
Dude, where's the level 2 noob when you need him, man? That'd be a little great edit, man. Us on a door frame, surviving the Jets.
Jack, Nicky smokes. Nando talk. Nicky smokes. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Here's the other thing, to go back to kind of the Tua situation and just where we're kind of at with that right now. There's some of the national media and the world, I guess, that wants to give McDaniel blame or the Miami Dolphins blame for this situation. I want to.
Just look at that fade.
It is.
Tell me you don't want a quarterback with that good of a fade out there.
Yo,
I'm
my
sorry,
man's
Steve,
got a
but,
fade.
that thing is perfect.
Barber
It
elite,
is.
man.
Sorry,
That is not a seventh round barber, bro.
I see a fade like that, and I'm like,
that's not a seventh round barber, bro. That's got to be eating up that 890
That's an
Ks.
elite fade. That's very good.
That man, hey, look, I don't know where he gets his haircut from, but it's good.
We know where the 890 K is going to, man. He's going to a great barber.
On the barber. Oh my goodness, you trip me out, Nicky Smokes. I love it. Andrevius said, "White man with a clean fade, it's giving." Never mind. I can't with y'all. All right, Miami Sports. Hit the like button on your way in. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. So I want to get back to the conversation about the national media giving the front office and head coach Mike McDaniel a hard time. What are your thoughts on all that? I want to start with you. Yeah, I'll start with you, Nando. What do you?
Go smoke.
Me or Nando? Which one are we deciding?
Nicky. We'll go with Nicky.
I think it's egregious. I think it's a sin. I think it's diabolical. I think John Harbaugh is an absolute scum. Like Joe Flacco got knocked out. He sent him back out there the week after. He's just salty that we beat him. I think it's ridiculous. Mike McDaniel's the ultimate player coach. I don't know if you saw that clip of Melvin Ingram when he was at Icebox. He's like, this is the most fun I've ever had. He's like, I just love how they treat the players over there right now. That's a Mike McDaniel thing. Like, that has never happened before. It definitely didn't happen under Brian Flores. You've heard Tua talk about it all the time. I think it was like his first press conference or maybe one during training camp where he's like, like everyone just comes in and they have a different energy. And he's like, I don't know what's different. He knew what was different. It's Mike McDaniel versus Brian Flores. Everyone has confidence. It's oozing over into everyone. And then when Tua gets knocked out and he flies back home with the team, he doesn't sit with Tyreek Hill. He doesn't sit with Jalen Waddle. He doesn't sit with Christian Wilkins. He sits with Mike McDaniel. My hair is coming out of my head. I don't like that. He's sitting with Mike McDaniel on the plane ride home. Hold on, I got to fix this. I look like a freaking...
You do not have a good fade. Like, you need to get with Skylar's barber.
It's growing back. Is it this side? Yeah, I got to get it back.
I need you to make a tweet today saying we need to find out who Skylar's barber is ASAP.
I'll find it. Don't worry. But back to McDaniel. Tua sat with Mike McDaniel on the plane ride home after he got concussed. So if anyone's putting this on Mike McDaniel, you're a clown. He's a football coach.
100%.
I know he went to Yale. I know he's a genius. And I know you're upset that he's not your head coach and that he's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. But his job on Sunday, especially when it was against the Bills, we need to win this football game. He's thinking about schemes, this, that. So when a professional doctor comes up to him and says, hey, man, I just tested your quarterback. He's good to go. What do you want Mike McDaniel to say to that? Tell me. He sends him out there because he's like, okay, he doesn't have a concussion. I'm going to play him. That's what the doctor said. And then after the game, no concussion. Monday, they said no concussion. Tuesday, they said no concussion. Wednesday, they said no concussion. Thursday, they said no concussion. And during that 5-day span, not one person in the media was like, oh my God, should Tua be playing on Thursday? I didn't hear that one time until after he got slammed and hit the back of his head against the Bengals. So no, it is not on Mike McDaniel.
And not 100%, man. Like, it was so nice to hear them all say, oh, I was wondering whether Tua should have played. And then I saw him got slammed and I was like, oh, I should have said something about it. But nobody did. Nobody in the media came after it. And it almost feels like they're jealous of Mike McDaniel. It's almost like this guy's doing everything right. We were undefeated. They finally found one thing to nitpick, and it was, maybe this guy doesn't care about his players, which is ridiculous, bro. I love the fact that you pulled up that he hung out with him on the plane ride. It's a big plane, bro. They're not restricted to a little economy seat. They can sit wherever they want, man. What do? They sat and watched MacGruber together, bro. Let's
I've never
go.
seen that movie. I was trying to find it.
They watched MacGruber together on the ride home.
Yeah, man. They were vibing. They were laughing around. Like, they were like having a blast. Okay. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's the same Mike McDaniel who during the offseason was holding out players, was getting Waddle mad. He was like, I'm fine. And this man won't play me. He won't let me practice, and I'm getting annoyed. That was Jalen Waddle. And what did Mike McDaniel said? Sometimes we have to protect players from themselves.
And I
You're
think
gonna tell me he does a
I
complete
think that's
180?
kind of the situation that they're kind of stuck in here with Tua. But with that being said,
That's crazy though. It's like we've already built that. We've already established that this is his habits for players. That there's nothing in the NFL. There's been no player who goes, yeah, back when I was in Washington, McDaniel would say, "Oh, you're injured, tough nuts, bro. Go out there." Back when I was in San Francisco, McDaniel was forcing me out there from injuries. Nobody stepped forward. The only people who are attacking his character are random people in the media, and it's annoying. Like,
And McDaniel doesn't. We don't even practice. Our veterans don't even practice. Like he's
They
like the
do
most
not.
health safety
they
guy.
do not.
Half our team does not practice. He's just like, okay, I trust you. You're going to go out there. You're going to do your job. No one practices. Like the Dolphins don't practice. Like they do walkthroughs and like light
they're
contact.
chilling.
Brian Armstead doesn't practice. Xavier Howard doesn't practice. Tyreek Hill literally said that he could be like, "Hey, Mike,
Xavier
I'm not
Howard
coming today." He'll
probably
be like, "All right,
should
cool."
practice, but that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there.
Nah, his groin is
really
there's
messed
something
up. I
wrong
know.
with him.
I know.
But we
I know.
ask a lot of Xavier, to be fair, because we double their team's best receiver, and then we just have Xavier shadow a guy like.
And then
T.
we
Higgins
wonder
or
why
shadow
Xavier's
Stephon
in the
Diggs.
fourth quarter, with a bandage on his groin, and we're like, what happened?
Oh, once he went down, I was like, yeah, we're done. Because you can't stop Jamar Chase and T. Higgins with Keon Cross and Cater Kohu. No disrespect.
And no disrespect to them. That's just the reality of the situation.
Those guys are dogs. Like
I hope they got some great
they're
reps.
Class A receivers.
Here's something I want to put out there. So Joy Taylor said almost verbatim what you said, Nicky. And shout out to Joy, because I think she hit the nail on the head. Did you hear her take?
Yeah, I did.
It was money. It was money. She hit the nail on the head. She said exactly almost verbatim what Nicky Smokes just said, that, we as a media, we didn't say anything. We all wanted him to come out and play. He played. He passed every concussion protocol. Nobody was calling for his head. It wasn't until afterwards that we look at this, hindsight being 2020, and we're like, what do we? Somebody's got to pay for this. No, this isn't somebody's got to pay for this. This is, we need to evolve. Maybe we need to change some things, but I don't think anybody was wrong here. I think we need to do more research. I think the NFL needs to take concussions a hell of a lot more seriously than what he's done in the past. And it's been very disappointing to see what we all saw that movie with Will Smith and the concussion and how the NFL treated that guy, and they don't want anything to mess with their shield. And I get that. And I understand that they're a multi-billion-dollar organization and a multi-billion-dollar business. There are a couple things to go ahead and put into reality, though. Number one, football is a very dangerous sport. They're saying it in the chat here. Andrevi's, a few other people.
That's why people love it.
Players know exactly what they're signing up for. They do.
Exactly.
But I agree that the NFL and the teams and they have to also protect these players as much as possible. You can sign any waiver ability, but we need to make sure that we're putting these players in the best position to be as safe as possible, whatever that may be and whatever that looks like. And there's times that they have this concussion protocol. And I think that we need to change our concussion protocol. That's what I think this is. We need to change it. I'm a big NASCAR fan. And the day Dale Earnhardt Sr. died, it was one of the worst days in sports history. And it was very sad. And it was very just bad. But without his death, I don't know if NASCAR makes the necessary changes to change how safe their sport is. And if you look at a lot of wrecks post Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s crash in NASCAR, you're like, that guy didn't die? No, because of the advancements and how they just became aware. We need to protect the drivers in these cars. And how do we go about doing that? How can we make this?
They have, like, they've taken, like, each year the helmets get better and better and better and more protective.
Yep.
Like, you're talking about a vehicle. Like, and they're able to strap in a passenger and all that other crap. But like, you're talking about head-to-head contact, guys flying at each other head on, freaking 30 miles per hour. It's like getting hit by a truck or slamming your head against the freaking turf. I mean, they're doing as much as you possibly can without them going out there.
What I want to see the NFL do is I want to see them put millions of dollars into research on this, and I don't think we're going to get the answer.
They definitely have.
I think they need to do more, and I'll give the NFL that we need.
They're still rattling their head.
And by the way, I don't think that anybody's done. I think that they thought, okay, this is enough. This is what we clearly know that this is not enough now. But what does that look like? And I don't think we know that yet. But that's why I'm like, we need to have more research into this. We need to figure out
it's also my bad. It's also deeper than the NFL's research. Like science in general, they don't like the brain is one of the most unknown parts of our body.
Yep.
Like they haven't even discovered like 70% of the brain. So they don't even know you have CTE until you
after
die.
you die. You don't. There's no way to.
The NFL can only do so much research until we understand how much of the brain do we truly understand.
All right, Andrevius said, so I think they're going to hold Tua at least 2 to 4 games. Thank you for the $10 donation, Andrevius. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. For optics' sake, even if he clears protocols, is that really an injury concern for him or the league media pressure at that point?
Media pressure?
I think it's media pressure.
Like, I don't know,
because
Steven,
according to the way the rules are set up right now, from what I have heard, he's passed everything he's needed to pass.
In your 11 concussions, has a doctor ever told you this, like, you can't do anything for a month?
So when I got hurt with my concussions, doctors, light activity. There were times that I was sensitive to light. There were times that I felt fine, but the concussion was what it was. I think I've had everything from a mild concussion to a severe concussion. And to answer your question, at no point did they ever say not to stop playing football. How about that? They never said that you can't go out and play football.
Valid. I only asked because, I don't think 1-2 concussions makes anyone qualified, but you might be a rare person at 11.
My 9 concussions playing football came in a span of 4 years.
That's crazy. So I'm saying it was like a pretty good
in 4 years.
Like a pretty good sample size to ask on your own.
Yeah, wow. And that was from actually 3 years. It was 3 years of playing football. It was 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade. Because I stopped playing in my 10th. I started again in my 10th grade year, and then I got hurt, and then I just decided I wasn't playing anymore. But that's what it was. It was 7th, 8th, 9th, and a little bit of 10th grade. And that 9 concussions came over 3.5 years.
Making my head hurt, man. That's wild. I'm glad you're okay.
I don't know if I'm okay. I never said I was okay.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't know why you say that, Nando.
Do you know who I am? No, I mean, look, my wife and I have had conversations about it. What position did I play? I played center. I was a center, and so look, it's a violent sport. I get it. I understand it. And here's the problem, especially when you go to high school and stuff like that. Like, I was never taught the proper way how to hit. Like, I know that now, hindsight being 2020. If I didn't, my coaches didn't care about that kind of stuff. Oh, you'll be fine. Just shake it off. All that stuff. Like, they didn't care back then at all. And that's the reality of the situation. But I think we live in a different world now. And I think the NFL needs to make adapting changes. By the way, I don't think they should come. I think we should change whatever we can do this year to do whatever. But whatever we change this year shouldn't be the end all be all of it moving forward. We should do more research, figure out exactly what are other things. Yeah, we need to figure out what else can we do to do better evaluations of people with concussions. And I don't know what the answer to that is at all.
Good luck finding it.
Exactly. And you're right. Good luck finding it. It might be something that it's just, I don't know. I don't know at this point how they move forward doing it. But what I want to see done is, or what I don't want to see done, how about that, is I don't want to see these guys end up, the way a lot of those Pittsburgh Steelers did. And
that was bad. I mean, the game is much safer than when it was back then.
Yeah.
Look, you can't even hit quarterbacks anymore.
At all. Look, there's some people in the chat that are like, he's done in Miami. He'll never play again. Like, that's an ignorant. I get where you're coming from.
We're going to see Tua play against
Tua
the Vikings.
will play in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Guaranteed. He will play again.
You're right. I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, if I'm Chris Greer, if he's not on the field by the Vikings game, like, you have a problem long term. That's all.
Ray Love, is Tua the only guy in the NFL with a concussion? You would think so. You would think he is. I don't know, man. It is very interesting the way the media is making. Is it because Tua's a starting quarterback, that is getting all this attention? Because I don't see any other player.
Tagovailoa, and it happened on Thursday Night Football.
So if
it happened on Sunday, no one bats
at a
an eye.
1 o'clock game, you don't think it'd be as big?
An eye.
I think they still just because it's Tua, bro.
It's a very interesting way to look at it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just
no matter what time, bro. It's Tua Tagovailoa, man. It's always Tua time with the media, but not in a good way, bro. Like it's Tua time with them, and oh boy, we've got some flack to pick apart. Like let's do it, and it's like, come on, bro. Like Michael Irvin was right, bro. It's not coming from an area of concern. People are saying like he should retire. It's because no, they just don't want to see him, bro. And that's come on, man. To play.
All right, so let's all right. We've talked a lot about this, and so I think the scenario is, Nicky, you want to see him back next week. I think he should be back in 2 weeks. Nando, you're kind of
whenever the doctor says, we fire him away, bro. If he had cleared him for the Jets game, I was fine with the Jets game. If he clears him for the Vikings game, for the Vikings game. If he clears him for the Steelers game, for the Steelers game, whatever, we rock.
Let me rephrase. I'm with Nando. The second the doctor says he's good to play, that's when I want him out.
You're just hoping it's by the Vikings game. Yeah.
Look, if it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't want Tua the individual on the field until he's 100% ready to go. But me being a Dolphins fan that thinks he's a general manager, if he misses more than just the Jets game, I'm like, I'm thinking I don't know if I trust him to be the franchise quarterback.
What if Tua is the football player? Let me ask you this: if Tua says he's fine, right? And there is what if Tua thought he was fine to go out this week, and they said no, there's no way.
He was telling McDaniel he wants to play.
That's where the doctor comes in, bro. Like,
I don't think the doctors are fully testing him 100% this week. And what I mean by that is, so they said he passed all the physical parameters, but not the mental ones. I think they're waiting to give. This is a theory. I'm not saying that it's right. I just feel like they don't even want him out on the field because of optics. So we're not even going to give you all the tests yet. I
agree.
Is that a wrong way of thinking? Do you think I'm wrong?
I believe they're fully testing him. I just think regardless of the testing, he's not going to play Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe you are right, but I believe that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like they shouldn't follow optics. It's annoying. Yeah. Like whenever he's healthy, that's all that matters. Like his health is the only thing that counts. So
you can't play him Sunday. Like the world would actually freaking come down on the Miami Dolphins. And God forbid, because if he gets hurt against the Jets, oh my God, McDaniel will be fired. The Dolphins will be sold. But if he gets hurt against the Vikings, like that's just football.
So that was my last to stay on this topic a little bit longer. That was my if he were to come in against Minnesota and get hurt again, how does that work out? How does that play out in the national media? How does that play out in our fan base? Just I'm interested to know your thoughts about that, Nicky.
I mean, if you're gonna blame the Dolphins organization and their doctors every time that Tua gets hurt, you can't win. I mean, it's a lose-lose situation, no matter what. If he got hurt against the Jets, the world's over. Like the Dolphins are being sold, this and that. But if you're giving him 17 days to come back from a concussion, and he gets hurt again, if it's another concussion, I'm praying for him, the individual, because by then you might actually have to retire. I'm not gonna lie. Like if he gets another concussion, you might have to freaking retire from football. But if he gets hurt against the Vikings and it's like a pinky or a rib or a leg or something not related to his head, it's just football. I think regardless if he gets hurt outside of this Vikings game, it's just football. Like it is a physical, brutal sport.
Yeah.
And Andrew Luck retired. And he was a top 10 quarterback in the league and retired.
He was at the top of his game and one of the best in the league. And he retired because of it. You're right, 100%. Nando,
1,000%. Every brain's different. Like, if he gets hurt again, like that soon, especially if it was the Jets, I would say maybe you could consider the Chris Borland, the Luke Kuechly route. It's like, hey, I want to take care of my brain. Like, I'm out of here. But every brain's different, man. Like, if he feels fine, if he evaluates, if the doctors say, hey, you're good to go, like we think you're okay, let him rock, man. I've got a buddy who's at Syracuse, who was an offensive lineman. Sammy got 3 concussions in 4 years. He retired. The doctor said he was fine. He just said, I don't want to play anymore. That was his decision. It's every player's decision, bro. I think Tua is a guy who wants to play, and if a doctor says he's good, he's going to rock, and we should let him rock because health permitting, let the boy play, man. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, look, I agree, and by the way, Von Joe asked concussion or hurt as another injury. My question was clearly, in my opinion, was based on concussion. Like, if he gets another concussion, how does the optics look for that? Here's what I think: if he gets another concussion at all this year, I think the media outrage, the national media outlay, will be huge.
If he gets another concussion, he should retire.
I don't know if retire is the right word, but I don't know if he should play this year again. That's for sure.
I don't think you should play football again. Hear me out. And I want Tua to succeed. Like, I'm not saying like he should retire because I don't want to see Tua play football. You've been in the league for 3 years. Before you got into the league, you broke your hip. You had 5 surgeries in college. Then 2020, you didn't really play much, so nothing really happened. 2021 comes, you break your ribs, you break your thumb or pinky, whatever it was. And then 2022 starts. You've already had 2 concussions, and if you get a third one, I mean, what are you going to keep doing to your body? I respect him because he's a warrior and he always fights back. But do you think Odell Beckham enjoys tearing his ACL every year? Like, no. Like, you gotta stop yourself at some point. Like, this is not a Rocky Balboa movie. Like, you can't just take all these shots and expect to get up. Like, this is real life NFL football, bro. And I love Tua, and I want him to be the franchise quarterback. I genuinely do. I'm just saying, if he gets another concussion, it's like, bro, what are you doing at this point for yourself?
All right, so let me just say, he's never, from what I am aware of, please correct me if I'm wrong, he's never had any history of concussion issues until right now, right? Back to back.
I think so.
Okay, so I don't think retirement should be on the table yet, personally, unless he decides he wants to do that. But just in general, that's not something that I think he's thinking about or anybody else is thinking about. I think if he gets a third concussion this year, I think the correct decision would be you need to sit out either, depending on what it is. Let's say if it happened in the next 2 weeks, you need to sit out a minimum 4 to 6 weeks. Minimum, and probably the rest of the year. Okay?
Okay, but if that's the thing, like, not individual aside, how do you trust him to be your franchise quarterback?
But that's not the question. So that's a totally different discussion.
So you're just saying like the new concussion protocol should be if you get one, you're out for 4 to 6 weeks.
No, I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even going to sit here and say that. But I think if he gets a third concussion, third concussion in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks,
you should be done for the year. If you get 3 concussions in a season, you should be done. Like, that might be a great solution, Steven. I think your first concussion should be a week, pending testing. Second concussion should be 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And if you get a third concussion, you should just be done for the year.
Teddy has been knocked out multiple times. Should he retire?
He's probably thinking
every brain's different, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, Chris Borland had 3 concussions, and he said, I'm done after 1 year of football. He was like entering his second year, and he said, I'm done. He gave his money back to the 49ers, said, I'm done. I don't want to play linebacker anymore. Get me out of here. Luke Kuechly waited till he was 30 and said, I've had a bunch of injuries, but the brain ones are the ones I don't want to deal with. And then he retired. There's players who've had multiple concussions, then they keep rocking.
So word of mouth and Nicky, so one concussion, 1 game, 2 concussions, what did he say, 4 weeks, 3 concussions done for the year. I think it depends on how often they happen. So if I have a concussion in week 1 and then I don't have a second concussion till week 8, I think you shouldn't have to wait at 4 games in week 8. I think, but if you have, I think it should be, if you have back-to-back concussions within a 30-day span, okay, or 45-day span, that's when it should go to something like that. And I could see the NFL adopting something like that 100%.
Teddy Bridgewater had 2 concussions in a year. He's had 3 in his whole career.
But to go back to
2 of them in 2021, and they were 2 months apart.
But to say he should retire, no. Right now, for all we know, that he's in a very delicate state of mind, delicate situation here. We need to let him get healthy again. So again, to go back to that, I mean, if he doesn't play till for 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know if I'm mad at it. I just don't. I just feel like let him get healthy.
Yeah, you're not mad at it because you're thinking about Tua the individual, and I won't be mad at it either. But I'm just saying, I know he won't be our starting quarterback after next year.
I disagree with that. I just disagree with it. I think this is a very if he had a history,
and we're gonna go through the same Ryan Tannehill bullshit for the next 7 to 8 years because we're always gonna be like, oh well, what if? What if he played this game? Well, what if he didn't get hurt? Well, what if he had this? And what if he didn't have that? We don't really have a verdict. It's only been 3.5, 4 years. The verdict's still out there. No, dude, it's not. It's not. You can't stay on the field. It's a problem.
I think.
Period.
If they said if they said, hey, look, we're gonna sit you out for 3 or 4 weeks, and he comes back and he balls out and there's no issues, you're not going to be upset to it, and you're going to say, all right, he's ready to go, he's good.
Okay, correct. But then what are you going to do next year? Pay a backup $10 million? You know what you could do with $10 million?
We don't need Teddy. He needs to go.
Any other injury besides concussion, bro? I would agree, Smokes, but like concussion is just like anyone get concussed. I don't know if that's injury prone.
Nicky, I understand where you're coming from. Here's what I'm saying.
Rib again.
If he sits out 3 weeks,
you're telling me he's not injury prone right now?
He can't. No, he can be. I'm just saying that concussion doesn't change my opinion whether he's more injury prone or less injury prone.
Until now, though, Nicky.
Okay, and he never broke his hip until he broke his hip, and he didn't break his rib till he broke his rib.
I understand that.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying his bones can be brittle. He can be injury prone on that.
His biggest knock was not can Tua throw the football. His biggest knock was can he stay healthy.
Here's where you and I are disagreeing. I'm compartmentalizing this. I am basically saying if Tua sits out the next 3 weeks and then comes out and balls out for the rest of the year, he's still my quarterback next year, and I'm still paying him whatever. Point blank. That's the way I look at it. If he comes out after 3 or 4 weeks and then gets hurt again for any other reason, then yes, I'm 100% on board with you, Nicky. We need to figure out what the deal is.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm compartmentalizing this, and I'm taking this as what it is, that he got hit really bad, got hit again. We just need to let him rest and let him get over this particular injury. I don't think it's...
Dolphins forever just told me to calm down, and he's typing all caps saying Tua's our effing quarterback. Get over it. I like Tua. I'm with Tua. I'm just saying if you can't clearly see that there is an injury problem, you have your blinders on. And I don't know what to tell you. And hold on, Stephen D. To your point, if Tua comes back and he's out there balling after the injury, by all means, yes, Tua will be the starter next year because it is so hard to find a quarterback that is serviceable. That's why Kirk Cousins gets franchise tagged for $35 million because they see how much worse it could be, But I'm just saying, if he misses 3 to 4 games this year, and then it's like, well, next year, it's like, well, how many games is he going to miss this year? How many games is Skylar Thompson going to have to play? And are we going to have to sign another backup quarterback again? I mean, it's just problems you don't want to have. It's just not.
My thing is I think, yes, you can say he's injury prone, and everyone was saying one injury away until we're at that scenario we're describing, Smokes, where it's like, dang, we're going to have to pay backups. Dang, he's not going to be able to last. I just think we're still that one injury away. I don't think the concussion is the injury that decides Tua's injury prone. We need backups. We need to move on.
I don't think so either.
I think we're still that one injury away. And it's just because concussions are just different than what his body can actually maintain. I still think he has to prove that he's not injury prone. As of right now, he's a brittle man, and he's got to hold on.
He is injury prone.
He is. That's what I'm saying. He is injury prone. I'm saying he's got to. I don't think he's at the point where it's like, oh, well, he's not going to be able to last the full season. I think the concussion's a little different. He's injury prone.
My personal opinion is, now that we're talking about this more and we're playing this out in conversation in real time, I think you should let Tua sit 2 to 3 weeks minimum. Okay. Let him get over this concussion.
And if you lose all 3 games, what are we going to say at the end of the year when we don't make the playoffs?
So be it. Whatever. If he, but
that's the thing.
Hear me out, Nicky. Let him sit in 2 to 3 weeks. If he comes out and balls out after that, it was a you can compartmentalize and say this was a very particular situation. We had to let his brain rest. He did. He got hit again. He was fine after that. If you let him sit out 1 week and he gets hit again with another concussion, you have to lump them all into the same thing, that this is from the first one. You can't say he's injury prone. This is still connected from the first concussion. And now to your point, if we let him sit 3 or 4 weeks And then he then comes back to a point of, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play, and he gets hurt again for something different or another concussion. I don't care after 3 or 4 weeks, another concussion or another injury, then yes, I'm 100% on board with your thing. He's injury prone. We need to find a better solution, and that's what that comes to. But if we let him sit 1 week and he gets another concussion after that, I'm lumping it in all with the first concussion, that he never got a chance to really get over it. That's the way I look at it. You disagree?
It's just, look, I have two different. It's two different viewpoints. Two of the individual, if you need 3 to 4 weeks to get back on the field, I have no problem with that. Me as a Dolphin fan / wannabe GM, I have a problem with my quarterback missing 4 games. I do. And if this Dolphins team, the best roster we've constructed in 22 years, is not making the playoffs because our quarterback has missed 4 to 5 games again, and we don't make the playoffs because he's not on the field,
Then you got
going forward, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Cat for Life said, what if this is spinal related? Isn't that worse?
I agree, bro.
From what we know, we don't know if it is yet. That hasn't been confirmed or denied. That's just, we know. If it is, then that's a whole other conversation that we need to have. And again, that's probably a conversation of, do you need to keep playing football, Tua? You know, that if it's spinal related. All right, let me bring in somebody, Cameron. Cameron 954 wants to get into the conversation here. Cameron, good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Pretty good. You've been listening to the conversation?
I haven't. I'm driving from Nashville to Knoxville right now. So,
Oof.
Oh, so you haven't even been in the conversation. You don't even know what we're talking about.
well, I just heard the last couple of minutes there talking about the concussion and protocols, and I like Nicky. I think it was Nicky's comment about, you know, if he's gone for 4 games, like, that's a problem, right? I mean, regardless of, you know, how he was injured, he's injured.
If Tua's out, how long do you think Tua should be out right now, Cameron?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, none of us know. Only the doctors know, right? Only Tua
Exactly.
knows. Only the doctors know, and you know, I hope he plays next week against the Jets, but he's already been ruled out. But you know, like, because I want him on the field. We're a much better team with him on the field. To Nicky's point, but we won't know until, you know, the team releases you know, any of the examinations that he's gone through or is going through. You know.
Anybody else have a question for Cam?
I mean, he agrees with me, so I'm not going to make him not agree. Disagree with me.
By the way, Cameron's going to be at MetLife Takeover this weekend too, just chilling, enjoying. You're not cooking this weekend. You get to partake as a fan this weekend. Are you excited?
I am excited, man. It's my first MetLife takeover, so I'm looking forward to seeing how somebody else throws a party, you know?
It'll be good times, man. I love it a lot. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Let's talk about the Jets game this weekend. Let's talk about who's going to be playing quarterback on Sunday, and that is Teddy Bridgewater. We'll start with you, Nando. What do you think the Miami Dolphins need to do on Sunday to pull out a win at the Meadowlands?
Well, I woke up, I saw a little clip on Smoke Show about a little Tyreek Hill podcast, his little interview, I guess, a little presser. And he was just saying, you know, doesn't matter who's throwing the ball. He could even have points with that reporter, man. He was like, whoever's throwing to me, Alex Smith, Tua, Teddy Bridgewater, Tyreek's going to put up numbers. So I think if we feed our weapons, we feed Tyreek, we feed Waddle, whatever Teddy's comfortable. He showed he could throw it a little deep, but hey, let's work it short. Let's do the easy passes, get him in rhythm. Rely on the defense. Hopefully we can get the run game activated, but just feed the weapons, man. We're more talented than the Jets. I think we can just out-talent them if Teddy just doesn't F it up.
Okay.
Nicky?
I mean, I still think we have the best quarterback on the field, whether it's Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson. I think Zach Wilson playing is great for the Miami Dolphins. I'm glad he threw for over 250 yards last week with 2 interceptions, and everyone thinks like that's a really good performance. So I'm glad all the Jets fans are on the high of highs, and I believe we will humble them. And I think Teddy is going to be good enough for us to win the game. I don't have a problem with Teddy starting. My thing with Skylar is if Teddy doesn't look good, like, it needs to be a short leash, and you need to see what you have in Skylar Thompson.
Cameron, what do you think the Miami Dolphins need to do this weekend to win the football game against the New York Jets at the Meadowlands?
Yeah. Let's talk about a few things. Teddy Two Gloves gets a week and a half of preparation where he wasn't really getting a lot of first team snaps prior to the Bengals game on a short week. So I think all those things considered, Teddy did a good job, and we won't even talk about the interception. That really wasn't an interception. That ball hit the ground, by the way. And he had the team in a position to win. So, I'm all in on Teddy Two Gloves. This team is going to go forward with them. Secondly, we got to establish the run game a little bit more. Have a little bit more balanced attack. And get Mostert and Edmonds the ball a little bit more. And third, man, I'm really excited to watch the Cheetah versus Sauce. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. And number 4, this Jets offensive line is not that good. And it's about time for our defensive line to really put a lot of pressure on Wilson and get that MILF Hunter out of the game.
A couple things.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna put you on mute for a second, so I'm not getting background noise there, Cameron. A couple of things that I want to address to Cameron's point. Number one, I'm really one of the things that did disappoint me about the Thursday night game, just to briefly go back on that, is I wanted to see more sacks, more pressures on Joe Burrow. He was one of the most pressured quarterbacks in the NFL, and we
can't tackle.
And that's what I'm going to start.
Never have, never will.
Well, I don't want to say never will. I don't want to say never will. There's the hope. But yes, we need to learn how to wrap up. The guys are getting there. They're just not wrapping up. They're not finishing their tackles. And I think that's something to be said. And I think that if the Miami Dolphins, one of the things I read just briefly, I read a thing, I think it was on Bleacher Report yesterday, about Ndamukong Suh still being available and like 5 teams. We were not one of the 5 teams that were mentioned in the report, but I think we need people that can wrap up and tackle, right? And I think that that's important. And I look at Jalen Phillips and one of the things that I've been wrong about in my early offseason predictions was I thought that man was going to break the sack record this year. I was like, this man's going to eat, and he just has not at all this year so far. I think he got his first sack on Thursday night, which I was excited about. But, I was expecting 3 or 4 sacks on Thursday night.
23 to go.
Wait, isn't Byron Jones supposed to play this week?
Byron Jones comes back.
They're deciding.
Actually, I don't know. That's a good question.
He's eligible to come back. I don't think they've brought him back yet, but I
said he was coming back for the Vikings game, personally. I said that's when he was going to come back. So
I think my buddy said they were testing him. I'm not sure.
But to go to finish the point that I was making to Cameron's point about the tackling, the offensive line. They have a bad offensive line. And we have a good defensive line. And so we can break through. We just need to finish the tackles. And if we can do that, Zach Wilson's in for a very long afternoon, which I really want to see. The second thing that I think is interesting too is to see the Sauce Gardner and Tyreek Hill matchup too. I think that's something for me. Sauce got a lot of compliments coming out of the draft. He's somebody who was very, people were high up on him. They thought he was great. They thought he was really good. So I'm interested to kind of see where that goes with Sauce Gardner and Tyreek Hill. And then, from our point of view, what is our secondary going to do against their wide receivers, right? How's that going to look for them? That's going to be something to play out for on Sunday as well. And then the other thing that I think is interesting too is our linebacking situation. Our linebackers, again, to go back to the tackling, they're not wrapping up. They're getting there, they're touching the guys, and then those guys are breaking off the tackles and they're just not finishing. So I think the Miami Dolphins, again, to Nando's point, and they are clearly the more talented team. Clearly the Dolphins are. But the question is, can we, can we get that dot on the exclamation point, right? Can we wrap up on the tackles? Can we get pressure to the quarterback? Can our secondary, keep up with their wide receivers because of the depth and the injury concerns, right? Is Byron going to come back? These are all very interesting things. I personally think X is probably not going to play this weekend, nor should he actually. And so
we're going to lose then.
I don't think we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to lose.
If Javian Howard does not play, if Byron Jones does not play, if Tua Tagovailoa is not playing, how are we winning this football game? Because they got Elijah Moore, they got Garrett Wilson. Like, they have talent. Like, the Jets are not like
They're not a
not
pushover.
worse than the
They're not a
Patriots.
pushover. They're not.
You know, I just think we're more talented, but they're not untalented. Like they've got some those receiving
Bro,
cores.
we're
Nice.
coming off 10 days rest. These guys should freaking play. It's an extended bye week.
You think
How about Texas growing?
You think X is a lot of personally? So then the conversation should Byron play before X? That should be the conversation. So is Byron going to play this week?
Like,
do we know that
if we sit X and play Byron? Are you saying like in that?
I think that should cancel out.
There's a report saying that X expects to play this week.
Okay, well then if he does, then so be it. And so if X plays, and if Byron comes back, you got to think we have the upper hand there, right, Nicky?
I mean, if we have Byron and X back, then our defense is back, and we could blitz how we like to. You can't blitz with only Xavier Howard out there. And I like Kader Kohu, like I do, but he's
young.
Not,
he's still learning.
He's not. Yeah, he's not ready to just be one-on-one out there. You can't blitz the way you like to when you only have one shutdown corner. That's why you have Byron and X, so you have two shutdown corners. If we have both of them out there, like that is huge for the Miami Dolphins. But will they is another question.
I'm going to take Cameron off mute real quick. Cameron, just a question for you. What do you think about, the wrapping up, the tackling, the secondary concerns for the Dolphins? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, just listening to you guys, I agree with a lot what you say, but I don't expect Byron Jones to play this week. I think, the reports are him coming back, for the Minnesota game. Kader Kohu, if it's the next man up mentality. If X can't go, then it's Needham and Kohu, right? And Elijah Campbell is pushed into a corner spot. That's what you got to work with. I think it all starts up front and containing Wilson in the pocket, putting pressure on him so your defensive back field can go one-on-one and cover these guys. Because they have some talent. They have talented wide receivers. And if these guys are getting open because we get no pressure, then it's going to be a long day.
So, Level 2 Noob got both of you guys. I just want to say
that. I'm not retweeting it.
It is hilarious.
What happened?
I'm not retweeting it.
And I'm playing it.
Oh, fuck.
You
want to go to a real party?
It's you, Nando. And Nicky's Rose. Oh, Nicky Smokes for the win again. Nicky Smokes.
I'm not retweeting that.
I'm retweeting it. That is definitely retweeted.
I'm not retweeting it.
I stand with solidarity with the Smoke Show in this endeavor.
Oh,
no retweet shall be.
Well, no, I retweeted it.
But definitely appreciate it. Made me smile. It made me laugh. Level 2 noob.
All right. So, who's gonna have the bigger day? Teddy Bridgewater or Zach Wilson? Who's gonna have the better statistics on Sunday? I'll start with you, Nicky Smokes. Teddy Bridgewater or Zach Wilson? Who's gonna have the bigger numbers on Sunday?
I hope Teddy. I think Teddy will. I do think Teddy. I think Teddy's going to be fine. I'm just saying, like, if he's not fine, I want to see Skylar Thompson play if he sucks. And I'd have a short leash, but I think he'll have better numbers than Zach Wilson.
What is a short leash for you? Like, what is
losing at halftime? Losing at halftime. Don't care if it's 13-10. I don't care. Like, if he looks terrible and the offense sucks and we're losing at halftime, don't want him out there. Like, he has Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson, Mike Gesicki, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert at his disposal. He should put up better numbers than Zach Wilson. And he's got a better offensive line.
Nando, who's going to have a better statistical day? Zach Wilson or Teddy Bridgewater on Sunday?
It's got to be Teddy, bro, with like O-line, receivers. Like, we've got the smarter offensive coach. Like, sorry, Robert Salah. Okay, like that's what I'm interested to see too. I want to see how Mike McDaniel goes against Salah, someone he's played against in practice, and says, "Hey, your defense is cool. I'm going to murder you." Okay, it sucks that it's going to be with Teddy, but I still think that with Teddy he can outperform Wilson. It's not like Zach Wilson's a crazy elite talent. Okay, and we've got the better weapons, we've got the better guys. Teddy, if he gets 2 touchdowns, like 270 yards, and we can just batter Zach Wilson. Like, I'm not saying Teddy's going to have a banner day, but I think he's going to outperform Zach Wilson because we're just going to mess him up, especially if the D-line pops off.
You know, I think one of the things for me, I think the real question is who's going to throw more interceptions, who's the turnover game. We talk about the turnover game a lot in the NFL, and I think whoever throws the more turnovers is going to lose the game. So if Teddy throws more interceptions, he'll lose. If Zach Wilson throws more interceptions, he'll lose. So whoever throws the most interceptions on Sundays will lose the game. And it could be one, it could be two. I don't care.
Teddy game, bro. Clean Teddy days all we need.
Turnover battle. Can't lose a turnover battle.
Yep. And I think that's where the game's going to be won and lost on Sunday. And that comes down to the defense getting pressure, making Zach Wilson uncomfortable, putting him on his butt, you know, and that's going to be pressure. I want to see, you know, 8 men in the box against them. I want to see them, you know, blitz and do those things. We haven't seen that this year.
Let's rattle Zach Wilson.
You know, I want to rattle Zach Wilson. I do. And here's the thing. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are, especially if Byron's not back. If Byron's not back this week, I don't know if they do that yet. And I think they're waiting to do that with Kirk Cousins, which is why I think you'll see a lot of blitz next week in the Vikings game, but I don't think you're going to see it this week in the Jets game. But again, whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win the game, you know? And then the running back situation, right? Like what Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, and then they got Bryce Hall and who's the other guy there for the Jets? Michael Carter. You know, I'm interested to see the run game situation there. Who's going to have,
I mean, we've been great against the run.
We have been
great against the run.
We have been.
We can't get off the field on third down, which is a big problem. And we're the definition of bend, don't break. Like this defense will let you go all the way down to the 30-yard line, and you probably won't score points.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that goes against tackling, right? That goes against to the opportunity they're getting in the backfield on third down, or they're stopping the person before they get the first down marker, but they're not wrapping up the tackle and they're breaking away and they're getting the first downs. If they were to just wrap up their tackles, they would be 10 times better. Their numbers would be defensive-wise than what they are. Cameron, you want to say something?
Yeah, man. You guys got to take into account, you know, when you're saying that they haven't wrapped up and they haven't been able to get off the field on third downs, they've faced Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, two quarterbacks who basically...
And Joe Burrow.
No, but they didn't do that against Joe Burrow. You know, they beat themselves against Joe Burrow, in my opinion. But Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen extend third down plays. They extend drives, and they're not facing that with Wilson, or they're not going to face that with Cousins. And so I expect a better defensive showing because of who they're facing. Right?
Well, Wilson's pretty athletic.
He is pretty athletic, but he's not on the tier of Lamar.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? And
shout out to this guy Jets Gang in the chat. He said we couldn't sack Zach Wilson last year. We sacked him 7 times in 2 games. So actually, I think it was 8 times in 2 games, because the first time we played him, we sacked him 6 times, and the second time we played him, we sacked him twice. So that's 8 sacks in 2 games. So sorry, Jets Gang. I don't know if you're 12, 13, or 14, but you got to go back and watch the tape, brother. I don't know what the hell you
That's
watch.
A little hard for them.
Jason Sarney just retweeted 12 minutes ago. He said, last season, Teddy Bridgewater led the Denver Broncos to a shutout win against the Jets, 26-0. He went 19 for 25 for 235 yards and had a passer rating of 104.6. He also rushed 4 times for 24 yards. If he does that tomorrow, or on Sunday, we're winning the football game. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, so Steven, let me answer the question about who will have better stats. And Sarney hit the nail right on the head with that tweet. I think Bridgewater has less, like Wilson's going to fill up the stat sheet. You know, he'll have more yardage and probably more first downs, but Bridgewater, you know, is going to have less attempts but be more efficient and a lot better in the red zone. And we win this game for that reason.
Let me say one last thing real quick. Jets Gang, we only did play the Jets one time, but the one time we only played Zach Wilson one time. The one time we played Zach Wilson, we had 6 sacks that game. Joe Flacco, we only got to him twice. So your argument's even worse, brother.
One of the other things that I find very interesting from a defensive standpoint is, you talk about Cameron, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, MVP candidates of the NFL this year. And we've done very well against them. And, for the struggles that we've had on defense, Nicky, I'm going to put Cameron on mute. For the struggles that we've had on defense, Nicky, we have played some MVP type caliber players in 2 of the first 4 games, right? And we say what we want about Burrow, right? And Burrow is still a defending AFC champion quarterback who went to the Super Bowl last year, right? We faced some pretty good talent in the first 4 weeks,
My thing is, though, it's like check downs that are going for 12 yards on a 3rd and 4. Like, it's not even like the quarterback running. Yeah, that happens sometimes, and I get it. Like, no one could stop Josh Allen when he's doing that. It's hard to do the same with Lamar Jackson. My problem is it's 3rd and 8, and they throw a 2-yard flat, and we're missing a tackle, and the running back gets the first down, and we're staying on the field. That's my problem. Like, you're going to miss tackles against Josh Allen. The guy's 6'6", absolute freak. Lamar Jackson's, in my opinion, is the best athlete in the NFL right now. So, yeah, you're going to miss tackles against guys like that. It's just the 3rd and 7. They're throwing a 2-yard last person. Like, the quarterback goes through all his reads, plays dead. He throws it to his running back, and they get 8 yards on a 2-yard check down. Like, that's what pisses me off.
And they love
how do you stop
out
that,
of Michael
though?
Carter.
How do you stop that? How do you
wrap
stop
up
that?
Because we get there. Like, we're there. We're in position, and then the first guy misses, and then they get the first down. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but my God, you can't let teams go 65, 70% on you on 3rd down and keep expecting to winning games. It's not going to happen.
Nando?
So, that's my biggest problem on defense is that we can't get off the field.
That it is concerning, bro, especially because the Jets have they like to check down, Bryce Hall, whatever. Hall and Michael Carter have had a lot of little catches out of the backfield, and if we can't wrap up, it's going to be scary. Those are some athletic guys, and if you get it to Eli Moore, if you get it to Garrett Wilson, those are some explosive dudes. If we can't wrap up, if we can't get off on 3rd down, the defense is going to get tired chasing after them, man. We just need to tighten up. If it doesn't happen against the Jets, it's going to start getting to the point where, like, come on, man, it's not the early part of the season anymore. You can't say you're shaking out for us. Like, playing the Jets, we got to tighten up, suffocate them.
Daniel Oyefusi tweeting out today. He said, as long as you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, plays like this are possible. I'm not replaying the play, but it's a tweet. He said, New York Jets lead the NFL in cover 4 defense. So it'll be interesting to see how many opportunities are available on Sunday. The Jets run the most quarters coverage in the NFL, usually a deterrent against deep passing. But here, they allow Bateman to split the safeties on a touchdown. Miami executed something similar on Tua's 45-yard completion to Waddle against the Bills. So to go back to Nicky Smokes' point about Teddy eating, I actually think Teddy's going to get more yards on Sunday than Zach Wilson.
Off yak and things like
just
that.
off yak, right? Like
the Jets have good corners, but their safeties get toasted. Like
all
like
day,
Sauce
all
is good,
day.
But like that their safeties are buns. Like they get cooked. Like the Dolphins should win this game. They really should.
Handedly, right? Handedly. It shouldn't even be close.
I mean, the spread's 3 for a reason. I like the Jets play us good, bro. Like last year, they played us 2 close games. Like we don't blow the Jets out by 30. It just
let me ask you if we blow the Jets out on Sunday with Teddy, that says a lot about this football team, right?
Yeah, 100%. Division rival on the road. Yeah, it says a lot.
With a backup quarterback.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I agree. And
they're ready to rock.
So I predict the Dolphins are going to put up at least 25 points on Sunday, at least minimum 25 points.
I think it's going to be really low scoring. I think we win like a 17-10, 21-13, something like that.
I think it's going to be like I think it's going to be like 25. I think it's going to be like 25, 26, 27, somewhere in that range to like 13 or 17, something like that.
Because like we were holding down the Bengals the whole time until X got hurt, and we still had a chance to win the game at the end, and we didn't execute. We had the ball on the 3-yard line and didn't score a touchdown. You got to execute. That's what it comes down to. If we execute against the Jets, yes, we should win this game handedly. But based off what I've seen with Teddy in the game, we didn't execute. And last week against the Bengals, even when Tua was in the game, the team just did not look prepared.
They did not.
We were lining up wrong. We had
Having-
like 3 delay of games, false starts. The team did not look disciplined.
Horrible, stupid penalties. Horrible, stupid.
Terrible.
Now, what I want to so here's something that we probably should have talked about earlier, but I think it was Josh Allen who said in the press conference, he said that he was not fully back till Friday afternoon based on that Monday game. We played on Thursday night. So I'm going to chalk up those penalties, and we just weren't like, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just telling you what I think the reality of the situation was. If Josh Allen, who's an NFL MVP candidate and one of the best players in the NFL, is saying, I wasn't even anywhere close to 100% till Friday afternoon. We played Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
2 things to this. Number one, I think the NFL should never allow teams to play on Thursday following a Sunday game anymore. I think
they should be coming off bye weeks.
Yep. I think that should definitely change next year. And the other thing that I also think is something, to interesting of note too, all those penalties that we had, I think personally, because we didn't have those the first 3 weeks. We had them that night, but we didn't have that. So I don't think that's an indicator of what we are.
Right.
I just think, dude, we came off 3-4 days rest and just we weren't there mentally. We just weren't. That was a rough game we played on Sunday. Nando, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little sloppy. I hope the Sunday game was rough, which led to a sloppier Thursday game. I'm hoping off the rest we'll look a little cleaner. But
bro, we are off 10 days rest. Everyone should be playing this game.
You think this is the game? I'm saying, do you think this is the game where the offense, defense, and the special teams all show up? That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by clean.
They did in the first week, by the way.
I'm saying because 10 days of rest, can be like
the offense scored 7 points.
Yeah,
but they
first week was offense needed to step up.
Second week was terrible. The first week we were all freaking out.
The Tyreek Hill leads the NFL in receiving yards with 477. The Chicago Bears have 471 combined.
Well, yeah, Justin Fields is like not throwing, bro. It's like wild.
I think that's a really cool stat, by the way.
We're usually that team that they compare others to. Like usually we're with the Bears. It'll be like, oh, Cooper Kupp has like 400 yards and the Dolphins have 400 yards as a team. But now we're the guys that have 2 of the top 3 receivers in receiving yards. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for this matchup. I really can't. I do think that the Jets have the best corners that we've played so far. The Bills were banged up when we played them. The Ravens corners not that great, and the Patriots, I mean, they're just a defensive scheme. Like they run a good scheme over there. But this is definitely going to be a test. I believe the Dolphins win. I just think by the fourth quarter, it's going to come down to who has more talent and who can make more plays.
Who's winning the turnover game?
Yeah, I think we'll win that though. Like okay. That's where my confidence lies in, because the Jet fans, they're hyping up Zach Wilson because he threw for over 250 yards, but he also had two interceptions. Like, and if you're gonna give this defense turnovers, you're gonna lose the game
all day.
I don't think we had a turnover against the Bengals. I think we had a turnover on downs, like we stopped them on 4th down, but we didn't have like an interception or a fumble. No, it was 2-0. We lost the turnover battle 2-0. We didn't have a turnover. I think that's the first game where we haven't had a turnover this year.
Back to getting turnovers against the Jets then. There we go.
And by the way, they scored 13 points in the fourth quarter, that Bengals team. And by that point, you can say you can make the argument that they mentally checked out. I don't know. I think the Dolphins are the better team. I think the Dolphins clearly, I think they're going to show it. And I think that I'd like to think in the back of my mind it's not even going to be a close game on Sunday. But that's because in my mind I'm thinking the Dolphins are an elite team right now, even with Teddy. And there's probably the homerism in that. I think we're a very good team, but I think Teddy does bring us down a notch, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out next Sunday or this Sunday in MetLife. And I think that'll be the deciding factor, man. Will Teddy be able to not make those mental errors and lead us to a victory? Because I think the rest of the team will get us there. And especially with to Nicky's point, it's 10 days off. This is a mini bye week. You need to be rested. You need to be ready.
Prepared.
Yeah.
Everyone.
100%. All right. I'm not going to do score predictions with you guys, but you both think the Dolphins will pull this out, right?
Yeah, I think the Dolphins win 21-13.
Okay. All right. Score prediction then. Well, Nando, you got to give a score prediction now.
I got a little 24-10, man. We'll minimize their offense and hopefully get a little bit of points.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 26-13, 27-13. I think they get 1 touchdown, 2 field goals.
I hope it's a blowout. Because if we lose this game, you want to talk about killing your momentum? Oh my God! Because when the schedule came out, everyone put a big W on this game, and if they lose a game in the division, we would be 3-2. The Jets would be 3-2, and we would be feeling like some sorry ass mother effers. And you know it. I know it. I mean, I don't care that Teddy's playing. Like, you cannot lose to this team.
We can't, bro. Like I had us at, like I said, if we get to 2-2, and then we beat the Jets week 5, 3-2, I'm fine with that. I would have been happy with that 3-2. Never
Right,
did I
but if
see
you're
us beating the
3-2
Bills.
and you beat Buffalo and you lost to the freaking Jets,
That's what I'm saying. It's wild
the
that
problem.
that 3-2 would make me upset, but it would. It really would. Like losing to the Jets,
4-1 sounds a whole lot better than 3-2.
especially when you say tying to the
Especially
Jets.
when it could be up against the Jets.
Yeah, because even if the Bills lose, then we're all 3-2. It's like, Jesus, man. Like, I don't want to be that. And then, or if the Bills are up on us and then we're just tied with the Jets for second, it just feels like last year all over again.
I think
Or
it's going to be a dogfight, though. I think it's going to be
It's a bar fight, Craig. It's a bar fight.
I like McDaniel over Saleh, though. I think we have a massive advantage there. I love Mike McDaniel's a freaking genius,
dude. It's also like if they've had reps each other,
the only
but
thing he
scheme versus
pisses me
scheme.
off is his play calling inside the 10-yard line. But I don't know if it's because of Teddy or what it was, but dude, the back-to-back runs with no motion, no nothing, and we're getting 1 yard. It's like I can't take that. I can't take it, bro. And then third down, you want to get cute and dial something up, and the play is just absolutely dead.
All right, I want to do something with Nicky here. Nando, can you keep track of this? Can you open up like a spreadsheet or something and keep track of this? Microsoft Word, something.
Bro, tell this Jets gang that the Jets don't run the same offense as the Dolphins.
Dude,
Like,
until he learns how to spell, I'm not going to answer him, bro.
Like, oh my God, dude. Like, you don't run the same offense as the Dolphins. No one runs the same offense as the Dolphins. And if you do, you're doing a shitty job at it.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast
I got a
Network.
spreadsheet.
It's Hot Take Tuesday. I got Nando talking, Nicky Smokes up here. We're starting to wind down the show, but there's a couple things I want to do before we get out of here. Number one, I want to remind you guys it's MetLife Takeover Week. If you want to go to the Jets game, go to MetLifeTakeover.com. Go to MetLifeTakeover.com. They got the tailgate tickets there. It's all good stuff. If you need tickets for the game, a great place to sit.com. A great place to sit.com is the place to go if you need tickets for this game. I just put it in the chat. And if you need tickets for the Vikings game or the Steelers game, you also want to go there as well. It's going to be good stuff. Okay. I want to talk to you about the other games this weekend, Nicky, and I want to get your picks. Okay. Straight up. Okay. Forget the
No
points.
spread.
No spread. Okay.
Oh, did I beat that girl? I definitely beat her. I definitely smoked her.
Okay, well, that's the reason. I'm going to start getting your picks at the end of your segments here.
Wait, so you took my picks last time and you didn't keep them? Because I swept the NFL that week. I definitely put her in the dirt.
You killed all of us. I think you had won 12 games, and I think the next person was 8 with me, and that was it.
Yeah, I'm like that.
I'm like that.
All right, let's go ahead and let's get your Nando. You can put your picks in here too. Okay, so I'm not gonna pick. I'll pick on Thursday with Tamaris and Cameron, but you two put your picks in here, and we'll start spreading your guys' picks up against ours. Okay, and that's how we'll start ending the show on Tuesdays. Okay.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
All right, Thursday, Colts at Broncos. Thursday night.
Colts at Broncos. Broncos.
Really? Very interesting. Yep. You think Denver, what do you think about Russell Wilson in Denver this year, just out of curiosity?
I don't know. I just think the Colts suck.
Okay. Nando, Colts at Denver.
I'm going Colts. I'm a massive anti-Russ boy. Big overrated, and we're seeing it in Denver, bro. It's not working. Whether it's Nathaniel Hackett sucking as a coach, whether it's Russ just not gelling with them, they're effed, man. And now they lost Javonte Williams off a short week. They've got to ride with the disastrous Melvin Gordon or ride with Mike Boone. Let's ride with the Colts, man. Michael Pittman action. I don't know. Pittman on Surtain is going to suck. I think if the Colts win, it's going to be close. I just will never ride with Russell Wilson. So give me the Colts, man.
Okay. All right. It'll be interesting to see there. So you both went with Colts there. Okay.
Oh, you went with the Colts, Smoke? I brought Broncos for you.
Oh no. Yeah. No. Nicky, you went with the Colts, right?
No, I took the Broncos.
Yeah, I took Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that right. Okay.
All right, so you both got interesting takes there. Okay. All right, Giants at Packers. It is in London.
Packers.
It's a 9:30 a.m.
Waste time. Packers.
Yeah, that's pack.
Lions at Patriots.
Oof, so tough, and we're all going to say Lions, which is probably why the Patriots are going to win, and I already bet the Lions, so I'd be an idiot if I didn't say Lions, but I already don't like that bet because I feel like everyone in the world is going to say the Lions, so I'll stick with my bet. I'll take the Lions.
Is it Bailey Zapp playing?
Yep, Zapp will be playing
give
again.
Me the Lions, bro.
And by the way, I just want to state out there, I did say this year that the Patriots would finish dead last in the AFC East.
So you're going Lions.
I'm not making my pitch till Thursday, but you might be onto something there.
I'm telling you.
All right.
I agree. I wouldn't bet on that though. That's
LA Chargers at the Cleveland Browns. 1:00 game.
Chargers at Browns?
Yeah.
Oof. I'll go Chargers.
Why?
Don't love it though.
Why do you think Chargers?
I'm a numbers guy. Like I'd have to see like the spread and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's a weird spot for him.
Nando?
Justin Herbert over Jacoby Brissett. Like it's weird for the Chargers, but they've got to pick it up at some point. And they looked weird against the Texans, but I can't ride with Jacoby, man.
Okay. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. If all 174 of you donated $1 right now, it would go such a long way. Also, please hit that like button. Just hit the like button. It's free. That doesn't cost anything to do. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. We are 600 subscribers away from hitting 10,000 subscribers. Okay? So this little link I'm dropping in the chat right now, just share with your friends. Donate, or I'm about to say donate. Share with your friends. Text to your friends. Let them know. Subscribe to this channel. All right, let's go to the next game. Texans at Jaguars. Divisional game.
I don't know how the Jaguars are 7-point favorites against anyone.
Insane, right? Insane.
I'm going to take Houston on the upset.
Okay.
Long neck Mills.
And Mills we trust.
In Mills we trust, bro. Ordinarily, I love the story of Davis Mills, bro, but I gotta go T-Law, man. Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have looked surprisingly nice.
Yeah, they look good.
Who do you have, Nando?
Jags.
Okay. Falcons at Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Yeah, sorry, Mariota. That's definitely Buck City.
Sorry, I can't even explain it. Tom Brady coming off a loss like that, like, and that defense got exposed. I'm actually praying for Atlanta. They might get decimated.
I didn't even think of it that way, bro. Damn.
They might get murdered.
Hammer the
I think
little Buck spread right there.
I do think it's going to be a blowout. Steelers at Bills. Actually, I'm pretty excited to see.
They're going to absolutely manhandle them. RIP. Good luck, Kenny Pickett in Buffalo. Good luck, brother. I might actually bet the Bills -14, and I never lay that many points in the NFL.
-14?
Yeah. I think the Steelers get absolutely decimated, like cremated, like deep fried.
What's the point spread right now?
14. Steelers have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. They just lost to the freaking Jets.
Rookie in
It's
Buffalo.
at Buffalo, and I don't care if it's Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky. Either of those guys starting in Buffalo are burnt toast. Burnt toast.
Mitch just spent a year in Buffalo. Maybe he's got a shot. But
Yeah,
Kenny
he
Pickett, no
knows
way.
what he's getting into. He hopes that he doesn't have to start because
That's
he's going to
not-
end up on his butt.
He's like, Kenny, fire away, bro. You can have another week. It's all good, Kenny. But yeah,
All right.
Rockin' Bills.
I'm going to skip over this game and we'll come back to that game last. Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings, 1:00 game.
Vikings, I can't stand the Bears. Like, I actually hate them. It's a personal vendetta, though, so
Tell me how you really feel.
I hate them. Just because what they did last week against the Giants just made me sick. I actually can't stand them.
Nando talk, Bears at Vikings.
No, Fields and Eberflus are not. They're not a dynamic duo. They're not Tua and McDaniel by any stretch of any means. Okay, Fields and Eberflus, you got to ride the Vikings, bro.
He's terrible.
He's terrible.
Fields is a bust. And I love Fields
bust?
coming out of college. Yeah, I think he sucks.
I mean,
I know he has absolutely nothing, but as long as he's in Chicago, he's a bust.
I think you think if you had an offensive-minded coach, things would be different.
I don't know. He needs a lot.
A lot, yeah. He's not looking.
He needs a lot. That team sucks.
I just got offered free tickets to go to the Orioles Blue Jays game tonight. Should I go?
I hate baseball.
Oh, well, I got your answer. All right, Titans at Commanders.
Titans. I hate the Commanders. I hate the Bears, and I hate.
You
the
use
Commanders.
this word hate a lot, Nicky Smokes.
No, I hate it's personal. I don't like either of those teams. Like probably the two worst football teams in the NFL.
Nando, Titans, Commanders.
Dude, I don't know if they're fully healthy at receiver just because I saw Jahan Dotson is questionable in my fantasy lineup. But if they are, man, I'm gonna rock with the Washington Commanders, bro. I almost said Redskins. It's still a force of habit, bro. But Carson Wentz is up and down. Maybe this will be one of the uppity days. But both of these teams suck.
Can't stand them.
Let's go Seattle Seahawks, New Orleans Saints. By the way, I think it's hilarious that Andy Dalton is playing. It's just so weird to see Andy Dalton in a Saints uniform. Yeah. So
Bro, Geno Smith looks amazing.
Yeah, dude. He's the truth. That's what I'm saying.
I think the Seahawks cover the point spread, but I think the Saints find a weird way to win this game. It depends who's out, though. That's the only thing that sucks about picking on Tuesday, because like if Michael Thomas plays and Kamara plays, obviously I think the Saints are going to win. But if they don't play, I would think the Seahawks are going to win. But on Tuesday, I'll lean on the side that they will play, so I'll take the Saints to win.
Nando?
Man, amen. Russell Wilson's a system quarterback, bro. So obviously Geno Smith is going to be thriving with Pete Carroll in Seattle,
Geno's
bro.
balling.
They put up
Geno's
48
balling,
points, bro. They put up 48 points.
This is a team that Russell Wilson said, I've got to leave because they can't put up points, bro. We can't do anything.
The Seahawks last week put up 48 points.
Geno
I
Smith
just want people to know that.
making money with them, bro. Let's go with the Seahawks. It's been wild to see his little resurgence.
San Francisco 49ers, Carolina Panthers.
San
4
Francisco
o'clock game. It's at
49ers,
Carolina.
Panthers. Panthers are absolute dog water, cream of the crop of piss. 49ers destroy them.
Nando?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love
Baker's going to get mollywopped, bro. And Panthers not it. Let's go
They suck.
49ers.
Baker Mayfield's terrible.
I liked Baker, bro, and then he had to completely.
I loved him too. He was
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite quarterbacks coming out of college, but he's not him.
It's really making me sad that the 49ers are going to, remember, we have their draft pick. We want them to lose as Dolphins
I
fans.
know, but their defense is so good. And Debo's him.
Evo.
Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. Will the
Trap game of the week.
Will the Eagles get their first loss of the season in Arizona?
If the Dolphins team plane crashed and they sold the Dolphins, I would become an Eagles fan just because I love their fans are so scummy.
First of all, let me just say something. That's the most morbid, horrible.
We are
take
Marshall.
I've
We are
ever heard.
Dolphins. And then Smokes is
Pray
now
to God
Eagle.
that never
Like
ever
if the
happens.
Dolphins ever moved from Miami, like if Tua gets another concussion and they're forced to sell the team,
Oh
I
my
would go
God,
root for
what
the
in the
Eagles.
world?
Yeah, and then they're like the
Nicky?
Alaska Dolphins. Like I agree. Yeah, if they become the Alaska Dolphins,
I'm
takes
out.
have
I'm
been
out on the Alaskan
atrocious.
Dolphins.
I can't rock with the Alaska Dolphins.
I think this is a sketch game to bet on, but I'm not gonna take the Cardinals to beat the Eagles because I think the Cardinals suck too, and the Eagles are them. Like the Dolphins and the Eagles are them. Like that could be a Super Bowl if Tua's healthy.
Hey, the Ace Ventura Pet Detective Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting y'all know. It's a
Who
thing.
won that? Who won that game? I just remember he beat up the Eagle.
We
on
just
the
know
sideline.
that Dan Marino came back at halftime after they found
yeah, that's right.
after they found Echo, and what was his name? Was it Echo?
I don't remember. I just remember it was a classic. That movie is a classic.
I'm looking for
So
Ray
flawed.
Finkel
Dan Marino's only Super Bowl win was in
and a clean pair of shorts.
That's
What
just
do
an
you
alternate
know
reality,
about
bro.
Ray Finkel? Soccer style kicker. And what
That
a
is
hell of a
classic.
model American.
I'm down for little Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl,
Snowflake. My
Snowflake,
bad.
that's
Snowflake.
bro.
I don't know
Snowflake.
where I got Echo from. Oh my God, Snowflake. I
I'd be
should
down
know
for an
that.
Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl, bro. It'd be up to us to stop
And they're
their
still
undefeated
trying
season.
to take our stuff from Shady Acres in Tampa. Laces out. I'm sorry you got me all hooked up on this. Now I'm going to start just saying lines from Ace Ventura Pet Detective. All right. Who did you say? Nando?
Eagles also, bro.
Okay. All right. Cowboys at Rams, 425, man. By the way, Cooper Rush is the first Dallas Cowboy quarterback to ever start 4-0 in his career. Just throwing
Is
that
Dak
Dak
out.
not playing?
Huh?
I don't care if Dak plays or not. I'm taking the Rams.
Cooper Rush is playing, bro. I gotta take the Cowboys, bro. 5-0. Let's keep the dream alive for Cooper.
What if he replaces Dak Prescott?
That's what I'm saying. I might have to drop him in my dynasty
Skylar
league, bro.
Thompson stuff, right?
It'd be insane. I would literally be a Skylar Thompson.
You don't know what happened next. Just saying.
Cooper Rush.
He's like balding and he's finally getting his start in the NFL. It's wild to see, bro, but he's undefeated.
He's him.
All right. Primetime games. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, real talk real quick. I might have an opportunity to go to 2 NFL games in one day.
What?
So I'll be there for the
Primetime
Dolphins
Ravens.
and Jets. That's a 1:00 game.
Who's
Last
gonna drive
year,
back?
we left MetLife and I was back in my place, which is 35 minutes away from downtown Baltimore, at 7:15. I could
Dude, you're gonna be exhausted. You're not going to that
easily
game.
make the and I might even get a free ticket to that game. So I'm considering going to 2 NFL games in one day.
That just
Do you drink or no?
Huh?
Do you drink?
I don't really drink. No.
So yeah, you should be all right. I know me and Nando, after the Dolphins game, bro, I'm shot out.
Thank
I ain't
God my
going
buddy
nowhere
drives,
except my
bro.
bed. I'm
No.
done after that game.
So I'm considering
Shout
doing
out
it.
Alan, you're a
In the
legend,
chat.
bro.
If you want me to
I
go to
cannot
2
drive
NFL
after
games in one
Dolphins
day,
game.
put it in the chat. I'm considering it.
Let alone drive
If I get a
3
free
hours,
ticket,
bro.
if I get a free ticket to the Ravens game, I might do it.
I don't want to drive the 30 minutes back home.
I'm not
after
going to pay
Dolphins
for a
game.
Ravens ticket, but if somebody gives me one, and there's 2 people that asked me if I wanted
You
to go,
should
and I was
though.
like,
That's just a legendary thing to say. I've been
to say
to
I
2
went to 2 NFL
games.
games in one day. It is. How many people can say that they've done that? I'm considering it.
Like,
Yeah, man, it's
hey,
gonna be a good game. I think the Ravens win though.
All
I
right.
think the
All right.
Ravens
So
win.
you think the Ravens? All right, Nando, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Sunday night.
oh, yeah, you got to go to the Ravens, bro. Sorry, Bengals.
All right. Monday night game. The Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City
I
Monday
don't-
night.
I don't think if the Dolphins don't win the AFC, the Chiefs will. I should say that backwards. If the Chiefs don't win the AFC, the Dolphins will. 'Cause they look
No, you
good.
said it right the
Mahomes-
first time, bro. It's all
Mahomes
good.
just looks insane, dude. This
looks
might be the
good.
best Mahomes. He's making plays that realistically don't even make sense.
Dude, the spin move, bro. The freaking flip
He's just-
over.
he's
It's
insane.
insanity. You got to go to the Chiefs, man. Sorry, Derek Carr.
Monday Night Football in Arrowhead. Good luck, brother.
Monday night football.
Oh my God. Like
All right. So Raiders, Chiefs. Who did you have, Nando? You had Chiefs too. Right?
Chiefs, yeah.
All right, and then the last game, obviously, at MetLife, 1:00. the Miami Dolphins against the New York Jets. Nicky.
Fins for the win again and again and again. Ooh, and again and again. Fins win,
Nando?
baby. We bounce back from a loss. Jets are riding the high. They just beat the Steelers. They've already won 2 games. Like, they're doing great over there. They're doing great over there. It's time to bring them back home.
Nando?
4-1 Dolphins. Let's go. We ride. Like, it's time. It sucks that we lost Tua right now, but big teams win big games or any games. So let's just do it. 4-1.
All right. I'm going to give my takes on Thursday with Tamaris and Cameron.
Coward.
And then we'll compare all our stuff next week when we come on again.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's 11:46. I want to do final thoughts of the day. I want you guys to promote everything you guys got going on and stay on after the show. And yeah. All right. So we'll start with you, Nicky. Final thoughts of the day.
Final thoughts of the day. The Dolphins are 3-1. They're in first place in the entire AFC. We go out there on Sunday. We handle business. Life is fine. Life is good. If you haven't already, check me out on The Smoke Show. All you have to do is go on YouTube, type in The Smoke Show. We're almost at 2,500 subscribers. We might have already broke it.
Oh, snap. Congrats on the 2K.
Just got monetized, so things are going really, really good over there. It'd be outstanding to have more of you guys over there. If you haven't already, thank you. Check out our episode yesterday. It was an absolute banger. We were talking about Skylar, Teddy, Tua, all that good stuff. So if you need another hour of Dolphins content, head over to The Smoke Show.
Could always use another hour of Dolphins content.
Of course. It was a great episode. Probably one of my favorites. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here live on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Nicky Smokes. So I love all you guys. I appreciate you guys watching us here and everyone that watches me on The Smoke Show. And yeah, that's all I got, man.
Nando, final thoughts of the day and promote whatever you want to promote.
Dude, Smokes, Steven, it's been a pleasure. As always on the Tuesdays, little hot take Tuesdays.
Hot take
with you
Tuesdays.
Guys. Always a fun time, man. Go Dolphins. It's a weird situation for us to be in, but we're 3-1. You know, it's a happy situation to be in, despite some banged up parts. We can still win this game. 4-1 would be a lot better than 3-2, as we discussed. Let's stay up top of the AFC, stay up top of the AFC East, out talent the Jets, and then just take over MetLife, bro. 4-1. Let's do it. Congrats on the 2K Smokes and almost 2,500. I didn't even know you passed 2K, so that's congrats, bro. If you guys want to check me out at Nando Talk on Twitter, on YouTube, that's awesome, bro. YouTube, I'm almost at 400 subscribers. We're like 7 away, so that'd be awesome. If you guys want to check that out right there.
Guys, go subscribe to Nando's channel right now. Right now.
Do it.
Go subscribe to Nando's channel.
But it's like I will be going live on later today at 4 p.m., 4 to 5. I always go live Thursdays, 3 to 5. I'm trying to squeeze in Tuesdays, but you tucker me out sometimes, Steven. So we'll see if I can go
It's
Tuesdays
rough doing
as
the
well.
mornings and then the afternoon. I get it. I understand it.
So I'll try to go for a little shorter on Tuesdays, but it'll be good to rock Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then whenever
you're going to be with me this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying, bro. I think I need it, honestly. So at this point, I'm leaning towards going towards the game, just sending it. Responsibilities be damned at this point. Just need a week off, week enough. So
come on up. It'll be good times. All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. 90 likes, 150 y'all in the room. Hit the like button. Let's get over 100 likes right now. Share this today after this show is over in the comments section. Write a comment below how you like the show. Donate to the channel. Only $18 in donations today. Guys, donate. Donate to the channel. Help it grow. Help it grow. If all 150 of y'all donated $1 right now, it would help. It would go such a long way. So donate. Donate. I'm trying to make better and good content for you guys. Let's go. Donate. Love doing this each and every day. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Just so you know, I will not be doing a show tomorrow because I will be at a charity golf event tomorrow. So I will be doing that tomorrow. With the movie theater that I work for, we're doing a charity golf event in honor of a young lady who passed away tragically up here, and so we're doing a charity golf fundraiser. I'll have more information on that on my personal channel and stuff. I mean, on my personal social media. And so let me also say this. I know what else I wanted to do. So last Friday, I said if you guys donated, we would donate to Tua's foundation. We did. We donated $100 to Tua's foundation on Friday, just so everybody knows. The other thing is from the Baltimore beatdown. We raised $1,000 in charity. And so 500 of that went to Dolphreaky's friends, Allie's Dolphreaky's friends. And I don't know where,
I think he has
what
to
happened.
Check the private chat. Yeah.
Okay.
He's okay.
Okay. Okay. I get it. So we sent $500 over this week, and Allie used some of those funds for the cleanup and helping people at the Southwest Florida community who got hit by Hurricane Ian really bad. So we were able to send $500 over this weekend for that, and that was a beautiful thing. So just know, like, when you guys donate, I send it to great causes too, and I go into helping the channel grow and making it big, but just understand, I want to see, people grow and do good things with my platform. So when you guys donate, they go to great things. And so I want to keep doing more of that. So when you guys donate, just put that in the back of your mind too. Okay. So we want to help more and more people. And there's a lot of people in Southwest Florida that are hurting right now. And we're going to raise some money for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge this year. Another 500 from the Baltimore Beatdown. We're going to send to different teams in the Baltimore Beatdown. I'd like to make that bigger than 500 if we can raise some big time money on the channel this month. So donate. It's a big deal. Donate. Portion of proceeds we always send to charity. So let's keep doing that, man. I love doing this. This is the best thing in the world. Clock Blockers. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're not members of the channel, sign up, become members of the channel. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. So, hey, look, I'm glad you all are here. If you're in Southwest Florida, let me know that you're okay and you guys are good. Shake Money says, I'm in Southwest Florida. I can tell you it's real bad. Just now getting cell service. Brother, we love you. We're thinking of you. I'm thinking of you, man. Just keep your head up. All right. I think that's all I got for today, Nando. I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah, not much else, bro.
95 likes. Come on, let's hit 100 likes. Let's get one more donation and 100 likes. Somebody donate, even if it's $1 or $100. I don't care. Donate to the channel, and let's get 5 more likes before I leave. Matter of fact, I'll play 2 a time because that's what it's all about. Okay? Donate to the channel. Hit it up. I'll check it out. Oh, Level 2 Noob, I just saw your thing. We'll see y'all Thursday. Thursday, y'all. No show tomorrow. Thursday. 97 likes. Come on, let's get to 100. Donate to the channel. Let's go.
My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds a gift. He know when to
You
go
did
with
good,
Bill.
Level 2 Noob. I
So
saw
we
it.
knowing when to switch.
I just retweeted
We
it.
got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about.
Too much.
Bad vibes get sent
I'll play
out.
it on the show.
Fans up in this house.
Please do. I want to check out
Been
Level 2 Noob's work.
Super Bowl, yeah, we in rock. I don't know when, but it's close.
100 likes.
I don't wanna overhype, but
Can
I
we get
just
to
know
102, 105?
He gonna know this now.
Donate to the channel. Somebody donate $1 right now. Let's go.
Shout out to some more, and now it's time to lay the smack down. You think you Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit 'em with the people.
Or 100 or 25 or $10. I don't care. Just donate. Donate to the channel. Let's get a donation.
I think I need some shadows, custom with some darkest colors, just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise.
Oh, 100 likes. Let's go.
Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to walk and bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine.
Come on, guys. Donate. Donate. Even if it's $1. Donate.
To a time. Really hope he the man. Hope we found us a gem. Like the Heat found Bam. Wanna take time to thank Fitz, cause he put on a show. But the young man up in the whole city know. Time to catch all the blessings. Cash out on investment. Ball out, don't choke. Fins want all the smoke. Chris Gregg gave hope. Coach flow like spoke. Dan Marino still a GOAT. But to a man on go. Watch to a man throw. Watch to a man scope. Watch to a man issues that we never ever seen before. Fans up, let's win.
103 likes. Let's go.
Maybe 3, 4, 5,
Guys,
6,
donate. Come on, let's get $1. Even if it's $1. Donate. I wanted to get one donation before we left out of here. Come on. I'm going to play Cookin' Buffalo after this. We'll see how many more donations we get. And then we're gonna get off the air, Nando. We'll play one more song after this for the people.
Time to a time.
So low. I believe somebody's gonna donate before it's all said and done, even if it's $1. I believe it. I just believe that they will.
You believe?
So low.
It is a good song though, and it will forever live in fame because we won.
Hey, Hard Rock Stadium, everybody go get your grills, man. Time to cook. DOLPHIN, 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the
Donate
and we
to the channel now. Let's go.
Buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock, and we putting on a show. DOLPHIN, 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the
This song hits so hard, bro. Level 2 noob with the $5 donation. Let's go, dude.
And we putting on a show. Let's go. Cooking Buffalo. Let's go. Cooking Buffalo. Let's go. Cooking Buffalo.
There you go, noob.
Cooking Buffalo. Fresh up off the wind.
Adam
We
with
was
the
down
$5
there,
donation on Cash
Purple
App.
smoke
Let's
up in
go.
the air.
What's up,
That's
Adam?
Coming, y'all.
We was mad, disappointed in the first half. Came back and cleaned them up. That's a bird bath. Moving on now. Team feeling strong now. Tua time to anthem. We're about to learn the song now. We got cheater, defense beater. Slow them down, ain't got a chance. 17 through the scene, hit them with that water dance. Anyway, defense straight, got our stock piling. We gon' dig a big hole for him and Josh Allen. We'll celebrate this week, but Sunday we are not smiling. Get your grills and
Shout
make
out
them
to
hot.
Tell Greener.
Flame them like that yellow light.
A great place to sit.
DOLPHIN, 60
Little
minutes
basis
in the
sorter.
game. We be playing to the end, and we see
Angry Owls.
Cooking Buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock, and we
CSM
putting on a show.
Sports.
DOLPHIN,
Clock
60
blockers.
minutes in the game. We be playing to the end, and we see
Number one Miami
Cooking
fan morning
Buffalo,
show.
chefing at the Hard
Right here on the
Rock,
Miami
and we
Sports Music
putting on a
Podcast
show.
Network.
Let's go. Cooking Buffalo. Let's go. Cooking Buffalo.
We'll see you all Thursday. No show tomorrow. Thursday.
Let's go.
Love you all. Peace.
Hey, man, McDaniel,
Peace, everyone.
He's gonna need a wheelbarrow, man, for his nuts to carry around, man. He got a lot of cocoa on it. You know what I'm saying?